I was looking up like you could look up like thirst tweets for people, right? I was looking up Arian. Arian Foster sexy and a bro too. Arian Foster sexy ass. Like Arian Foster hashtag sexy. Arian Foster sexy signed a deal with Under Armour. Football emoji. Arian Foster sexy ass. Do we got a Twitter? Arian Foster gay as because he had on them thought sweatpants with the stamp.
We're going to get into all sorts of stuff with Nick. Nicky Clicky's here, and he's brought to you by Game Time. The NHL playoffs are here. Stanley Cup finals are here. The only place to get hard-to-get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. They've got the best last-minute deals, the lowest all-in prices, views from your seat, and the low-price guarantee. Big T, can you look up Stanley Cup finals tickets? Let's do Game 3 down in beautiful Sunrise, Florida. Beautiful Sunrise. Great hockey town, right, Big T?
Yep. Always said that.
The prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to puck drop. You can save up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets. And if we're looking at those Panthers-Oilers tickets for Game 3...
Game 3, $490, considerably less than in Edmonton.
Yep.
Which, I don't know why that would be.
It is the finals, Stanley Cup finals. If you're thinking about going, use Game Time. They get you in for the lowest price. Take the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code MACRO. Get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code MACRO, $20 off. Download the app today. What time is it? Game Time. Read them what the high temperature is going to be or what the low temperature is going to be.
For the next 3 days?
Yeah, if I'm like, what's the weather?
Oh, I don't think I'll throw a number.
Oh, you just say like nice?
Nice, pretty good.
But if I said...
I'll try to lump the 3 days into one to two words.
Amalgamation of the
Yeah.
day. What if I said, what's the temperature going to be? Would you read the highs or the lows?
I'd read the highs.
Yes.
That's glass half full.
Here's what he's leaving
Big
out.
T goes, well, next week it's going to be 51, 54,
so you read the lows.
PFT
and I was like, I thought it's going to be in the 70s.
You've spoken. PFT was telling Arian how great the weather was going to be, and each day it was a low of like 49 and a high of 63. So he was like, oh, it's going to be in the 60s. I was like, well, not the whole day.
How often are you awake during the high versus the low? Isn't the low like you're inside already?
Yeah.
I would argue the low is when you're going to work and coming home from work. You're at work all day when it's the high.
No, the low is like 3 a.m.
It's when the sun's not out.
Weather doesn't matter during the work week.
That's also true.
I agree.
Yeah. But also Big T's not telling the truth about the it was going to be like in the 70s.
Are you lying, Connor?
You were
Yes.
lying by omission.
No, it's going to be in the 70s. He was like, Arian, it's going to suck
You
next
know, in
week.
court, you have to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Then you lied by omission.
No, I put in what you omitted.
No, you said it first.
Incorrect. I was responding to you telling Arian how great the weather was.
I said it was going to be nice. Then you said it's going to be 49, 53, 51. And what was it like yesterday? Was it beautiful yesterday?
Wind was whipping pretty bad. It was fine-ish.
What's your perfect weather?
I don't care, man. It's going to be what it's going to be.
Okay.
What's your ideal like protesting weather?
Cold enough that they don't go out there and protest.
All right, we ready to roll?
We've been recording.
Okay, good.
We're recording that if you want to keep
Yeah, well, I
it
think we should keep some of that in as a treat.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Macrodosing. It's Thursday. It is June 5th, and we got myself, Big T, Nicholas Turani.
Thank you.
Is it Nicholas Tranny?
So
is the U silent?
I got that so much in like high school.
Yeah.
There was a British foreign exchange student that called me Dick Tranny. What's funny, Big T?
That's funny.
Okay. Yeah.
So Nick's here, mostly just to make Arian jealous because Arian is not able to join us today.
Well, then I can't. I disavow this.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
And then we've got Jersey Jerry. So I guess it's the all Pittsburgh edition of Macrodosing. And we're going to be talking about Palantir, the company, the big data company, the stock, the people involved. and some other stuff too. Big T, you had something you wanted to talk about right off the jump, didn't you?
I know what you're talking about, but you should tell Nick.
Yeah, so we usually at the start of the show, we do in the business what's called an advertisement.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
An ad read.
Well,
Sure.
we had already, given that you started the show, I figured we would just record that later, but I can do it now if you'd like.
I would love that.
Okay. I would like to talk to you about Mad Dog by MD 2020, and I'm seeing for the first time today that we not only have Bling Bling Blue Raz, but I also have a Mad Margarita in front of me, which I have not tried yet, so I will get on that as soon as the show is done. From the creators of the legendary MD 2020, the original name and high-flavor, high-alcohol beverages with those unmistakable vibrant colors and iconic flask bottles, Mad Dog by MD 2020 brings the party with 15% ABV in a portable can that tastes incredible, delicious flavor that doesn't sacrifice on drinkability. I mentioned the Bling Bling Blue Raz, the Mad Margarita. There's also spiked strawberry and whipped orange cream. I think I'm going to mix the Blue Raz with the Margarita later.
Whoa.
Well, that's because we haven't had the Margarita in here. We've only had the Blue Raz.
Okay.
So I'm going to try mixing. I would love, do we have strawberry somewhere? Where did this come from?
We don't have it yet. We just have margarita.
Okay. Well,
and
when we get
Raz.
strawberry, I would like to mix the strawberry with the Margarita as well.
Yes.
And like we said Tuesday, blending the margarita into a frozen margarita.
I would like to try that. Also, do we have a
Blender?
blender or something here?
We should make it a part of the cream team.
Yeah, I mean, if we have an ice cream machine, we gotta have a blender.
I'm
Yeah,
sure we do.
Donnie must
Donnie
have a
has
blender.
one, yeah.
And I would also like to tell you that I love listening to ska music, and nothing goes better with real big fish
Oh, yeah.
than an ice cold Mad Dog when you're getting ready for a night out with the boys.
I saw you skanking and sipping a Mad Dog, dude.
What I know what that is.
You were skanking to the rhythm, man.
Okay. Yeah. So look for Mad Dog by MD 2020 in your local stores and at drinkmd2020.com now. Must be 21 or older to purchase.
All right, welcome back to Macrodosing. Big T, I would pay thousands of dollars to watch you skank.
I need to look into what y'all are saying.
Yeah, just look up a video, ska dancing, skanking.
See, I feel, well, I'm on Urban Dictionary, so it's just going to give me the more colloquial.
Yes.
Going out skanking with the boys.
Drank as a skank, to be real. So I've heard drunk as a skunk.
Yeah, but that's more of a T-Pain version.
Okay, yeah.
I would say T-Pain, maybe a little Appalachian.
Yeah.
I'm drunk as a skank.
Some of these are incredible. Skank Fest.
That's a comedy festival.
Oh, well,
I thought that was
Urban Dictionary says it's.
Nicky Smoke's new podcast.
That is.
Yeah.
There's some good ones on here. None of what y'all are talking about, but some really good definitions.
I remember going to Urban Dictionary when it was brand new and searching my name and scrolling till it meant like dude with big dick. And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, they
It's
got
like
it.
the 20th down.
Fellas, I made it.
So this is a dance I'm looking for?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
dance.
ska dance.
You could say that.
How to skank.
Just watch the video. The video is going to show you everything you need to know.
I am
Unless you're
on-
not a visual learner.
I can learn any way you need me, brother.
You could learn a dance by just reading about it.
I don't know that I could learn a dance in any manner, but generally,
Could a professional choreographer, could you learn a hip-hop dance pretty well?
I don't know. I've never
Would you
tried.
like to do that with me?
I would not.
Come on.
No. I
That'd be
would not.
sick.
What if one day we just start the yak, me and you, really, really synchronized choreographed hip-hop dance?
I'd rather fry my balls on the George Foreman grill.
Yeah, I think you could learn by reading. You could learn a dance by reading.
Oh, I don't know.
The Macarena. I
That-
can teach you the Macarena in word form.
Is it this little number?
Yeah, that guy's got, shockingly, he has no rhythm even for a ska fan. Like that guy, the pork pie hat is kind of half the battle. If you just put that on,
Then you're pretty much, and then you move underneath of the pork pie hat.
This
Oh,
looks
that
like
guy's not
a
bad. He's
this looks
okay.
like a 1930s like kind of dance.
yeah, you should learn how to do that.
All right.
But yeah, I could teach you your right hand out, palm down, left hand out, palm down, right hand out, palm up, left hand out, palm up, right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder, right hand back of the hips, left hand back of the hips, and then get funky with your hips.
Do you think I don't know what the
Stir the pot.
Macarena is?
I'm just proving that you could learn that by reading. That's one dance you could learn
Okay.
by reading.
I thought
Cupid Shuffle?
I thought you were trying
Yeah.
to tell me that's
Yeah,
what
there
the
is a few.
skank
Yeah,
is.
you're right.
I mean, the Cupid Shuffle, that's the entire song is just a description of how to do the
Listening.
dance.
That and the cha-cha slide.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Copperhead Road, you have to have some rhythm for that. You have to just do that by feel.
Which do you prefer?
What do you mean?
The cha-cha slide or Cupid Shuffle?
I'm a cha-cha slide man.
You know Copperhead Road?
I'm familiar with the song.
Yeah. Do you know the dance?
No.
Oh, okay. Guess I'm a bigger country fan than you are.
Yeah, sure thing, Chief.
Getting into Big T's news of the day. Big T, the first thing on the list, pastor remarried a year after wife's suspicious suicide to a woman whose husband also happened to die of a suspicious suicide.
Did we talk about this?
I believe we did,
I
yes.
think we did, but I couldn't find it.
Is it a mega church pastor?
I don't think so.
Is he one of the hot pastors?
You
He's
could
hot.
describe him that way.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
in good shape.
Yeah.
So a year ago,
Guilty.
his wife allegedly killed herself in a state park.
Okay.
But there was
Did
a lot
Logan
of
Paul go try to find her?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But there was a lot of weird circumstances around it, and I guess he is just remarried to a woman whose husband died of a suspicious drowning several years ago. That is still being looked into by the coroner's office.
Interesting.
And now they're married together.
How do they look? You can tell when they're
So
there's
I'm
evil.
only seeing. Okay, so this is the.
Oh. Okay.
That's the new wife
That's
and
new
her
wife.
dead previous husband.
So
Okay.
they got married in Myrtle Beach on Sunday evening. Couple red flags there.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach, one, maybe the bigger red flag though, a Sunday evening wedding.
Rude.
It's very rude. And,
Supposed to be at church.
but I guess it was not Memorial Day weekend. I was going to say if it's a 3-day weekend, not as rude, but Sunday evening, it feels like you're getting married, kind of under the radar, right?
It said only a couple
sneaky.
dozen
Oh, I'm sorry, you
guests.
can't make it. Yeah. Oh.
I would
Everybody knows.
But if it's who are you really inviting to a second wedding? Regardless of circumstances.
I think if it was somebody whose wife passed away, I think a lot of people would be
Okay,
like, happy.
sure.
I'm happy he's getting out there.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's just you got divorced or
Yeah.
like just general second weddings, I feel like are
So-
going to be much smaller.
So do you think it's because people were like, he got divorced once, this one's not going to, or is it just
Yeah, I mean,
It's like,
are you giving a gift for a second wedding?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you've betrayed my trust once.
Yeah,
Fool me once, shame on you.
you're a victim too
Yeah.
if you get them a gift. Speaking of, I got to get Dana Beers a gift for his wedding. It already happened, but
What are you going to get him?
maybe some beer,
That's probably really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
some Spanx.
Beer and Spanx.
Yeah. I think that most weddings that take place in Myrtle Beach are probably linked to some sort of murder.
And most things that take place in Myrtle Beach.
Everybody knows somebody in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
that-
Now this sounds like I know you've never been to Myrtle Beach
Why is that?
because you're just not a Myrtle Beach guy.
I've never been to Myrtle Beach.
Okay, so you're talking shit about Myrtle Beach.
So no, everybody like that's the nicest place people from my hometown will ever go.
Okay.
It
Now,
is
have you been to Myrtle Beach?
Oh, buddy, you better
So
believe
I
have.
figured you might have.
Yeah, been there a few times.
Okay.
On the border, can't miss the billboards for it. You know what I'm talking about?
I honestly haven't been since I was like an infant, so I really have never been either. But I just didn't like the way this northern city slicker was
Hey,
talking about.
carpetbagger.
Are you familiar? Are you familiar with Ohio Valley style pizza?
Now I'm familiar with Altoona pizza. Is it similar?
That's with like the craft single on it. No.
Yes.
No, this is just that this whole area. It's really really hard crust, hot sauce, it's square pizza, and then frozen cheese on the top.
Oh, okay. I am familiar with that.
Yeah,
That's
so
insane.
That is
That's
so
all in my
good.
area,
Good?
and there's one in Myrtle Beach because there's so many.
Really?
Yeah, it's. You should. Yeah,
Do you like that?
I grew up loving it.
Really?
Yeah, and you'd get an extra bag of frozen cheese to put on the top.
Do you like it now?
I can't have it now
Okay.
due to an autoimmune disease, not the one you think. But
I think that pizza sounds like it was made for nostalgia for
Yeah.
people that really miss having poorly microwaved pizza where the sauce is boiling
It's
and
not
the top
even-
is frozen.
it's not even pretending to be that. Like the cheese that you get when you get the extra bag, everybody's holding their extra bag. Like has a crunch because it's still that frozen.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you hurt your teeth?
every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, you like it too?
I've had it one time in Plattsburgh, New York.
Oh,
Very randomly. But yeah, that was like probably like 6 years ago.
I like the
Carlos
idea.
Pizza. You go in, you order it by the tray. They only have a Miss Pac-Man machine, no tables,
I like
and
that.
RC Cola, and you have to sit outside in the parking lot.
I kind of like that. I like the vibe of the place. I also enjoy the idea of like an adult McKinsey going to try the Ohio Valley pizza for the first time. Be like, where has this been all my life?
Yeah, this is amazing. This is my
fantastic.
favorite food.
I was like drunk when I had it, so I don't really like know if I actually liked it or I was just drunk.
That's fair.
So
See, as a child, I loved my grandparents live in St. Louis, so I loved Emo's Pizza, the St. Louis style.
St. Louis style.
And I've had it as an adult, and I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever eaten.
That happened
It's
to me with
terrible.
my favorite pizza as a kid, Pink Door Pizza. And now you can't even palate it. The best part's just the little table in the middle.
Love those.
Yeah, do you?
Love those.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach is it's an interesting place. If you like T-shirts that are airbrushed with bumper stickers from the 1990s,
Which I do.
it's a great place to go. Yeah, it might be right up your alley.
A lot of families will wear matching airbrush T-shirts there.
yes.
Yep.
I was a big airbrush T-shirt kid.
Really?
Big time.
Wow.
Well, my grandpa lived in Daytona, so I went to Daytona every summer, and so I would always get an airbrush T-shirt or something.
Like, what would they say?
It was always usually just like the Braves logo on it or
Okay.
something. Like, but I honestly, my mom might have them somewhere. I don't know. I'd have to go check.
A lot of impromptu family reunions, like days that didn't start out as a family reunion in Myrtle Beach, but then they realize, hey, all the cousins here. Let's get some shirts. And then if you drive there, I'd say about 2 hours before you get to Myrtle Beach, you start seeing the billboards for On the Border, which is just this giant strip mall of fireworks places.
Oh.
And I forget what kind of restaurants they have there, but like some of the more aggressive chain restaurants.
Was this your family vacation place?
No, so we would go to the eastern shore of
Okay.
Virginia, which is kind of like the Myrtle Beach of the north, which is Chincoteague. I don't know if you're
Is
familiar
that the
with
wild pigs? Horses?
wild ponies.
Wild ponies,
Wild
okay.
ponies in Chincoteague. That's
Yeah.
what they're known for. The book Misty of Chincoteague. And it's Chincoteague and then the neighboring island, which is Assateague.
Okay.
And that's where the beach is. So we would go to Assateague all the time. I never knew why all my friends would laugh when I would say, I'm going to Assateague for the weekend. But then they told me that it meant ass. And so
Oh, my God.
I was like, that's a good point.
Pretty funny.
That is very funny. But yeah, Myrtle Beach it's a fine place. It has water. It has the sand. But it's no place for a wedding. No place to do any sort of ceremony before God. So with the mega church pastor, or excuse me, the church pastor and his new wife, it looks like the former husband of the bride was a quadriplegic veteran, and he died in a swimming pool
What
on
was he
Labor
doing
Day.
in there?
That's a great question.
That's the last place he should have been.
Yeah, they should have a fence around that.
Yeah.
like a child. And so he died on Labor Day, 2021, and his first wife, Allison Williams, said that came just a few days after he confronted Miller about an affair he was allegedly having with the wife. So the quadriplegic veteran confronted the man who was having an affair with his wife, and then a couple days later drowned in a swimming pool.
But this is
Fishy.
These two
Very-
getting
very
together
fishy.
is so ridiculous that it almost makes me think like they had to be like, I mean, we simply can't. But they have such a deep connection that they had no choice.
They were so in love they had to kill. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no.
Oh.
I hadn't even now that's interesting.
Yeah.
I was just saying they met, 6 months ago or whatever, and they were like, now hang on, we can't do this. Like,
Yeah.
it's too on the nose, but then they loved each other so much
So
that they
fucking
had
much.
to get married.
Can we get the type of church? Was it non-dom?
It seems
Then
probably
yes,
that way.
he did it.
He looks like a non-denominational guy. Let me look into that for you.
If he's non-denominational, then yes.
Let's see here. The feds are now stepping up investigations into Miller.
Oh, I don't even need to look. Just the name of the church.
Is it called like The Purpose or
You're on the right track. I've noticed a lot of these. They love rocks.
okay?
It's the Stone.
Oh, yeah.
Or this one is Solid Rock.
Okay. Yeah.
Solid Rock is not a Baptist church.
No.
That is. They're playing rock music.
That's
in
as
there.
non-dom as it comes. It's in an old Kia dealership.
Or
yeah.
a strip mall.
Yeah.
Mhm. apparently the woman who was killed, or excuse me, who killed herself in the national park, purchased a gun on the day that she died. But then did she shoot herself?
So some have theorized, the obvious is maybe she bought the gun and killed herself. Some have theorized that she was buying a gun for protection because she felt her life was in danger.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like if you're this couple, you know people are going to talk. The busybodies in town, they're going to try to connect dots. You got to do a secret wedding, right? You don't let the New York Post know that you're getting married.
Oh, the Post wrote about it?
The Post wrote about
they
it.
get
They've got all the best headlines.
Yes. They'll write an article about Portnoy sneezing, dude. They love him.
They do, yeah. I remember when the Post started on the Barstool Beat. It was like 2017.
Yeah.
And they would write just anything about the company, like Erica Nardini, stuns and cashmere sweater.
And she did.
And she did, to be fair. It was worthy of a New York Post headline for sure. But then I saw it would start to get a lot of retweets. And me and Big Cat were like, dude, they're just going to write everything about Barstool now because they figured out the secret sauce. Then they hired somebody that was like a full-time, you remember that guy, Deke Zucker?
Yeah.
He used to just do tweets. And
It took me 4 years to realize that was Dick Sucker.
No way.
It took me a long time.
No.
You're
Oh, no.
kidding.
Oh, no.
You're kidding.
Deke Zucker was Dick Sucker?
You're fucking
kidding.
with us.
I'm not fucking with you.
You just discovered Dick Sucker.
You just put me on to Dick Sucker. Yeah.
Wow.
But they saw that this guy was getting a lot of retweets, and so they hired their own person to be like an in-house Dick Sucker.
Oh, my God.
Now,
Was it?
every time I say it now, it's like...
Yeah, it's like a German saying
It
it.
hits me in the face. Yeah. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
You're fucking with us.
No, I'm dead serious. There's things that
What
I don't
kind of
pick
name
up
is
on.
Deke?
I thought he was maybe from the hills. One of those hill boys.
Yeah, you're...
By the way, I apologize. Solid Rock Baptist Church.
It is Baptist.
What a twist.
Okay. They have fun baptisms. They'll do like fucking jackknives into the pool. They'll quake that. They'll quake the font. Oh, fuck yeah.
Love
Dude,
that.
that's why I'm a proud Catholic. Our priests can't marry so they can't get into trouble.
Yep. It's a good point. They really nipped that one in the bud.
Yep.
Yep. Although, did you hear that maybe the Pope fucked?
There's a Wikipedia page of popes that have fucked.
And I mean, like a
It's the
woman.
most purple link on my computer.
Let's see here.
Oh, he's fucked a woman. Like, has she come out?
So yeah, so apparently what happened was they had a
Do you want a big dick pope or like a? Would it affect how you think of the pope
for sure.
if it came out that he was a hung daddy?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like, okay, now the robe makes sense.
Yeah, right.
The thing's got to cover the feet. I think it's probably a good thing that the Pope has dabbled.
I think they should. Like, I think part of like if they enter the seminary and they don't, I think there should be like you have to do this once to see what you're giving up.
Yeah, like Rumspringa
Yeah.
for the Amish.
A bunch of popes going out of the bar. Oh God. Yeah. A bunch of cardinals at the bar. Oh, they're stealing my
man.
chick.
I mean,
These guys are horny.
They walk in with the regalia, the hats, the scepters.
It's theirs for the taking.
Hide your girls. So,
If I got cheated on and found out it was the Pope,
but I'd be cool with that.
I would be too.
I think that'd be like the best way to get cheated on.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
imagine if you're the woman, the poor woman, and a guy comes in, sleeps with you, and he's like, I'm never doing that again.
I'm giving this up.
Yeah, this is terrible. I'd rather just live in a box.
Yep, I'm gonna take a vow of never that.
Yeah, disgusting. So yeah, I guess that this couple is right now being investigated by the feds. Looks like the FBI went to one of their homes in November. They said it's unclear why. I'm gonna guess that had something to do with the two murders.
That would have to be it.
Well,
Excuse me, two
suicides.
alleged murders. Yes,
I think it would be 2 alleged suicides.
2 alleged suicides.
You're the only one saying the M word.
What?
What?
The M word.
Oh, the M
Oh.
word. Yeah, the M word. Yeah, I did say the M word. M. I said, and I put a hard R at the end.
You really did. Yar.
Yeah, for alleged murders.
There we go. You're
Yeah,
allowed.
okay, all right, cool. What else we got today, Big T? What else is in the news?
I sent something else.
Yeah, New Mexico teen accused of
Oh.
pissing in opponent's water cooler will not be charged.
Justice has been done. So this guy, did you hear about this story?
I didn't.
There was a high school JV baseball game in New Mexico, and one of the children went over to the opponent's water cooler and urinated in it. And I guess was arrested, but will not be charged because, let me find the quote.
Tasted good.
Chief Deputy District Attorney Jessica Martinez says there are no statutes in New Mexico that make it illegal to interfere with someone's food, and, quote, battery consists of unlawful touching or application in a rude or insolent manner of another person. That didn't happen here, so unfortunately, this conduct is not considered criminal in New Mexico.
Wow.
That's quite a loophole.
It
Yeah,
really is.
So you can piss wherever you want in New Mexico.
So, but there's no law in New Mexico that
Well, no, it has to be on food.
Right.
there's no law that governs messing with somebody else's food.
I suppose not.
It's not considered battery or assault.
Unless you touch them.
That's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like that is a
That's something they should have probably they should plug that up.
And now the DA has said you can piss in anyone's drink.
If I was running for
Scot-free.
office,
Why not? Yeah, like I would not go through fast food anymore. Once everybody finds that out,
Yeah.
I'm a single issue voter if I live in New Mexico. The first person that says like I'm going to make it illegal to piss on your food, like that would be my billboards.
Could probably garner some support.
I'd pass out
I'd imagine,
t-shirts.
yeah,
I could get elected to the New Mexico State Senate. I think in 6 months, just running that.
on the piss ticket.
No more piss and food.
Yeah, you can't be anti that.
Yeah. How did you vote on the no piss and food
A
referendum?
bunch of sickos getting together, just like, we can't get this guy. We can't have this guy in office.
You're going to take my piss from my cold dead hands.
You can you can't get a DUI on a Zamboni in Jersey.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I don't think you should be able to get a DUI on a Zamboni. Just
Even-
period.
At all.
I mean,
Every Zamboni driver is probably drunk at all times.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
But I think if it's on the road, if you're driving it to and from work, because you have to move the Zamboni somehow, right?
Well, you can do like a sovereign citizen thing. Officer, I'm not driving, I'm smoothing.
Yeah, I'm working. Yeah,
I'm not. Yeah.
yeah, I'm helping the kids.
I'm traveling.
I think that it should almost be mandatory to be drunk when you drive a Zamboni at the rink. It is the coolest job in the world.
Zamboni driver.
Yeah.
I think it was found by a guy named James Zamboni. Not a coincidence, though.
Is it an Italian guy? Huh?
Yeah, an Italian figured it out. Something Zamboni.
That's what Oldie does in the wintertime sometimes. Drives Zamboni for the kids.
Is it hard?
I don't think so.
I thought it would be. I thought it'd be real slick.
I think you go so slow. The hardest part about it is you probably spend half the time waving.
Yeah, you can only do it with one hand.
Yeah, you're just waving to the.
How do they never hit the corner?
Thank you.
It's
It's
gotta be tough to turn.
such a bulky vehicle.
Yeah, and they're on the glass. Like,
I guess that maybe they just can hit it.
but you feel like you would see it.
Has there ever been what's the worst Zamboni wreck?
I bet there was one up in Canada.
How many deaths do you think have been caused by Zamboni?
Total?
Yeah, double digit.
Oh yeah, I'd say hundreds.
Oh,
Hundreds.
for
Yeah.
sure.
It goes like a mile an hour.
Yeah, but I think that in the early days of the Zamboni, there were probably some safety issues. They didn't have seat belts.
You're right.
Let's
Flying out
see.
the front of it.
World's worst Zamboni driver. In June '83, Northlands Park promoted me from the part-time ranks to a full-time building attendant. My primary focus was doing the Zamboni. Northlands management introduced me to the art of operating the Zamboni for casual ice rentals. For the most part, this went well. However, that came to a crashing end when I drove the Zamboni too close to the open gate and tore a strip of puckboard off the rink boards. That's not
bad.
This is not that bad.
I'm seeing one randomly combust.
Caught on fire?
Yeah. While cleaning the ice. And here's a intoxicated Zamboni driver arrested after rink incident in Quebec.
What's the rink incident?
I guess DUI on the Zamboni.
Yeah,
I'd love to meet the guy that thought of the name Combust.
Spontaneous comeback.
Yeah, it's a spontaneous.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
You catch on fire. This happens to a lot of guys, I swear.
12 years ago in Oklahoma City, here's a drunk guy who broke into the ice rink and took a Zamboni for a spin.
Okay, again, I think that's fair.
Yes, free game.
Yeah. I'm more interested
Frank Zamboni
in this
invented
guy that got off scot-free for pissing into his opponent's water jug. Like this guy is a modern day hero. So yeah, there's no statutes that make it illegal to interfere with somebody's food. That there should be numerous statutes.
Feels like an oversight.
I think every other state has probably dozens of statutes.
That should be like almost the number one. Medicine and food.
Yeah, you can't mess. You know what my favorite thing is though?
Tell me.
There was a story. I think it was near my hometown growing up. Burger King workers, they sprinkled weed on. I think I told you
Yeah,
this
you
on
did.
Saturday. Burger King workers sprinkled weed on cops' burgers, and the cops ate the burger. And then they lifted up the bun. They're like, that looks like weed. I think we just got weeded. And then they called the ambulance, and then they checked themselves in the hospital for like 3 days.
Why? What was the purpose of doing that? Of the workers doing that?
Dude, I just got cops high.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Okay. I guess so.
Yeah, no, I don't really know.
They called the ambulance for like a bite of weed.
Yeah, they took a bite of weed, and they're like, I might OD. Okay, so Big T, I would like to find out more about the New Mexico food preparation statutes. If anything like this has ever happened there before. If anybody's ever tampered with somebody else's food, gotten them sick.
Does that mean like their health inspector, like for restaurants, is it pretty lax there?
Yeah, I don't think they have one. Maybe it goes back to because we did a bunch of like nuclear testing there. Maybe everyone's food's fucked up, so they said we're not writing because we're gonna.
If we test it, we will realize we can't have anything.
Yes, there's going to be enormous exposure for our government. So this person said it's a terrible message. It's the wrong message to send. Part of that deterrent factor is not only against the person that committed the act, but it's to make sure that others don't fall into the same trap. Many people in the community have been upset with the decision to not press charges and have questioned what message this sends to the student or future teens who might get the idea to do something similar. Yeah, I mean, the message is pretty clear. It's like put whatever you want in anyone's food. So I guess good for the kids that did it. They got away, but I'm not going to be eating food in New Mexico. I want to know what Arian has to say about this. He's a New Mexico kid. I got something else that I read about last night that I'd just like to run by you guys.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of the Battle of Karen Sebes?
Dante's in the Barstool Beach House?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
No,
I just found out.
That's fair. He's going to be the
Do
chaperone.
we have a full cast?
Yes.
You want to read it out?
Yeah, that's much more important than whatever PFT was.
Okay.
It's,
No, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting gut.
It's Tommy Smokes,
Makes sense.
Kadick,
Yeah.
Dante,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Annika,
Sure.
Brianna Chicken Fry,
Hmm.
Jackie Nichols, Nikki Smokes, and Ella Griff.
That's a good crew.
Okay.
That's a good crew.
That's gonna
I
be
mean, Dante
electric.
is just an absolute wild card.
I have no
He's gonna start so much shit.
How
Dante is going to be the podster.
Yes.
old is he?
23.
Mentally. Actually.
And I love Dante.
I do too. Horrified of the man.
Yes.
So, from what I understand, the beach house is just going to be a clip show.
I have no idea.
Is it going to be an actual show with episodes, or just people standing around with phones?
It's clips and then a recap. So they will have one person doing social for every summer house participant. So it'll be like a 1-to-1 ratio. So if I went to go do social for summer house, I would be like on Ella, and I would just be filming Ella's like every move.
Okay.
And seeing what's going on. And then those would get posted. And then there's going to be a recap every Monday of like what happened this past weekend. So like Nikki Smokes and Dante had a like lovely night. Who's to say what they did behind closed doors? Like that's not my, thing to know, but like this is what happened, and so it catches you up to speed, I think.
Okay.
What if there's just no drama? What if it's all good vibes?
I
What if
think
everyone gets along real well?
Like what someone explain. So this is like the show Summer House, right?
Yeah.
Which I've heard of but have never watched.
Same.
Yeah.
What are there challenges? Like what do
No.
they do?
Drunk.
They just hang out. It's basically just like you're living in a share house with
Yeah.
other people. That's
You're
it.
living in a share house for Barstool, the Jersey Shore, and you basically are just like drinking, going out in the Jersey Shore, and then like usually in the Summer House show, they have like dinners where they are like.
Oh, so it's drinks and dinners.
So
but,
like, what happens?
They get drunk and they yell at each other.
Why do they yell at each other?
Because they start drama.
Drunk.
Well, because a lot of the people on Summer House are like shitty individuals.
Oh,
So our thing is
On the
not
Bravo
like
Summer
it's not
House.
like this at all.
it's damn
No.
near the opposite.
Yeah, so we just there's going to be absolutely no excitement here. They're all sober and they all get along real well.
Yeah, but I would say like if we're all sitting at the dinner table, maybe a producer would be like, "So, Annika, do you want to talk about how Nikki Smokes made out with a girl in front of you last night?" And then go.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically,
Big
that
Come
works.
hypothetically.
on. You're going to get
I
us
mean,
sued.
Would he do that?
Allegedly.
Well, I'm excited.
I'm too.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Dante is crazy. That's
That I'm sorry. I feel so bad for interrupting. It's not my place to do.
No,
but
that's fair.
No.
I opened up my phone to look up the pastor and I got a text and I was just like, no, there's no way.
Dante.
Well,
man.
Mintz also wanted to be on it. Mintz threw his hat.
That's a big miss. Big
Yeah.
miss, not having Mintz, but he's too valuable. He needs to be at work.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
He's got to be gearing up for football season.
Yeah,
at
he's
that point.
probably it's baseball season.
Well, he's going to be
Well-
winding down from widespread panic season.
yeah,
Yeah. Did you guys see him on the treadmill last night?
that
It's
was
every day.
crazy.
So Mincy
but sprinting that fast every
Yeah.
day?
It's
Mincy
impressive.
Wow.
is actually kind of good at running.
Mincy is incredible at running. He just
well,
doesn't
he's running
stop.
the marathon.
Yeah.
If he has like a widespread panic song going, he can go forever.
He can run. He can't really stop. He can't really change direction. But if he just goes in a straight line, Mincy, I mean, it's impressive.
Who's that guy that like ran ocean to ocean and got like a bunch? He had a bunch
Forrest
of
Gump.
followers as well. Oh, yeah. Whoop.
Oh,
That's like instant karma.
yeah, it's fine. Don't
Yeah?
worry about it. Do we have any napkins or anything?
What happened?
I
We had a
spilled.
We had a little
Oh,
coffee
okay.
spill. Party
God damn,
foul.
Big party foul.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about the biggest friendly fire incident of all time back in the 1800s, but it's really not that interesting, I don't think. A bunch of people died, and it was between the Ottomans
Yeah.
and the Austrians. And the funniest part of it was they were all drunk, and the war was over. So they were drunk off schnapps, and then they mistook their friendly people as being Turks because the people were chanting or shouting, "Halt, halt," to them. But then the other side thought they were saying, "Allah, Allah," and then they fired on them. And then a bunch of people died. It was pretty crazy. It was I think actually the 1780s.
So what was the weaponry used for this friendly fire?
I think there were some cannonballs.
Okay.
Yeah, there were.
So that's not even like a snap decision. You have to put a lot of work in before even shooting at your own.
Yeah, so it looks like 150 people died, and then 10,000 were wounded. That's crazy. That's a big
That's
range.
That's a ton of people.
I think that's just people that you're living in the 1700s. Everyone's nicked up. Everyone's dealing with something.
Yes.
And so it's like, yeah, I got pneumonia, so that's probably from this battle that I was in. But the more interesting thing I want to talk about was, have you guys seen Elon's black eye?
Elon has a black eye?
He has a
Yeah.
black eye.
How bad?
Yeah.
It's kind of small. Looked like it had some concealer on it.
Okay.
He said his toddler did it, which I don't know if that's true or not. But it also comes on the heels of Stephen Miller's wife leaving Stephen Miller to go work in Elon's. Is she working for SpaceX, or is she working for Doge? I forget. Anyways,
Doge no longer exists.
the speculation is that Stephen Miller's wife, who may or may not have had some sort of arrangement with Stephen Miller to be an open throuple, has now left Stephen Miller
For Elon?
for Elon, who I'm sure will take great care of her.
Yeah.
Probably get her pregnant.
That's what he does.
That's what he
Give her a
does.
boy.
So yeah, and also
Who's Stephen Miller's wife?
I forget her name.
Her name is Katie Miller.
But
And
Elon's got a black eye above his right eye,
Okay.
and Stephen Miller is left-handed, which would make sense for the punch if he were to punch him.
She also was, in fact, hired by Doge under the same special government employee status as Musk, meaning that she was also time limited to 130 days in office, but has done little to quell unsubstantiated internet speculation about Musk and the Millers. She will now work for Musk full time. That is courtesy of the Daily Beast.
Trouble in Paradise.
It could be a nose job, right? Don't you get a black eye from a nose job or something?
You get 2 black eyes from a nose job.
Maybe he just got it like
One nostril?
evened out.
Yeah.
And also,
That's his ketamine nostril. He had to get
That's
that
right.
fixed.
do you snort ketamine?
You can
I thought you shoot it.
inject it. I know you can. It's a liquid that you can take. I'm pretty sure you can snort it too.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
We're very cool.
Elon does.
Yeah, I think it's got powder. I think you can put it in powder form. But did you guys see the Wall Street Journal article about him and the drug use?
His drug use?
Yeah,
Is it pretty constant?
the guy likes to party. Yeah, he likes to
If
party.
if you were the richest man ever, yeah, right?
of course, like
I wouldn't be doing this. I would want hands off government stuff. I would just probably be partying.
does that bum him out every day? He's like, I'm gonna take my ketamine, this rocks, just to get through the grind of having to go to work and punch the clock every day. It's like, dude, you're the world's richest human being.
He shouldn't have to set an alarm.
You can just not work. You can do all the drugs and just hang out on a boat somewhere. That's what I would. But then
He could have his own opium farm.
He could, yeah. He could buy like an island, and then instead of putting kids on it, just grow a bunch of heroin.
Kushner's trying to buy Albania, right?
Is he
I
really?
think he's trying to buy the whole coast.
That kind of rocks. That kind of rocks. I got to be honest with you. He's trying to do a it's Croatia that did that to Bosnia, right?
They just took the whole coast from him. Yeah,
Kushner's trying to do that to Albania. He's trying to become the Croatia of Albania.
that's fucked up. Of Croatia.
It is, but also like bad negotiations by Bosnia.
Croatia, I like to think of like when I look at country outlines, what would be the best weapon? I think that's 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Like which one I don't want thrown at me.
Yeah, that's like a it's almost like that needler gun from Halo.
It really is.
The boot from Italy.
Yeah, I don't want to get hit with that.
That would be it would be a pretty brutal weapon, but also kind of a hot weapon.
Any of the stands I could take.
Yeah, just blobs. But yeah, imagine getting stepped on by Italy. Kind of hot.
Yeah.
Kind of really hot.
Yeah, dude. I've imagined myself. I've role played as Sicily.
Yeah, pretty good. Chile is also a big time cuck move to take away the entire coast from Argentina.
Yeah.
That's their only thing, though.
They're just
whole
coast.
country.
Yeah.
Just coast. I think they got a little bit of mountains.
Big
little
mountains,
bit of
right?
Patagonia, right? What other countries would be good to use as a weapon?
Trying to think of this. Let's Google sharpest countries.
Sharpest countries.
Deadliest countries.
You could choke on Liechtenstein.
Yeah, that and Vatican.
Yeah, like a pill. All right, so what else we got to get into? Anything before Palantir, Big T?
I did just send y'all something that just came across my desk. In Thailand, an elephant just walked into a grocery store.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Did it eat?
He was allegedly hungry, according to the Associated Press.
It calmly chomped down about 9 bags of sweet rice crackers, a sandwich, and bananas, the store owner said. Oh, yeah.
Everybody seems pretty fine. This just looks...
Yeah, it doesn't seem too out of the ordinary for them.
This is kind of cool.
Yeah, this is...
The guy says he's about to back out.
He said he just gets combos, some dew.
What's your favorite flavor of combos?
I gotta get to Thailand.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Spend a couple months.
Yeah?
6, 7.
What would you do?
Just do it all, man. I would have to do it all.
You remember when Cliff Kingsbury got fired by the Cardinals and he bought a one-way ticket to Thailand with no return
Dude,
trip?
that's the most dead giveaway what you're about to do.
Yeah, it's the horniest move that a man could do.
Buying a one-way ticket to Thailand.
No extradition, right? All right, sweet.
What was the guy, that British guy whose Snapchat stories he put up? They filmed him. Sucking a lady boy's dick in Thailand is like, if you don't go to Thailand and suck a lady boy dick, it's like going to Turkey and not getting a kebab. Is that what he said?
Listen, Thailand, they have to walk a very fine line because, yeah, they have very beautiful beaches.
Mm-hmm.
They've got great hotels.
It would be, and it's pretty
food.
affordable.
It's very
It would be
affordable.
a fantastic place to vacation.
There's got to be a way for people to travel to Thailand, but also let their friends know that they're not there to get fucked by ladyboys.
We almost need to make a T-shirt. Going to Thailand, but not fucking.
Yeah, going to Thailand, but for normal reasons.
Yeah.
Um,
You're familiar with this, right, Big T?
With what y'all are
The
describing?
third gender of Thailand.
Yeah.
Okay.
the ladyboys.
I've seen Hangover. Is that 2 or 3?
Oh, I've only seen one.
Really?
Yeah.
So I think that's Hangover 2, and it isn't good, but then Hangover 3 is good.
Okay.
I haven't seen either in a very long time. Hangover 1, obviously, all-timer.
It is.
The Ladyboys, I've seen some of the videos of there's one street that you walk down.
Yeah.
And they just grab you.
I saw a guy who was pretty cute guy. He got mobbed. They like piled on top of him.
Yeah. And listen.
He was smiling ear to ear.
Smiling ear. The Ladyboys, they just look attractive. Yeah. And you're just like, I don't know what I should do. I don't know what I should do right now.
This is confusing and exciting.
So that's why I will never go to Thailand. So I'll never put myself in that situation.
No, I bet you have that stamp in your passport.
Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I'll be there. By the way, passport stamps. They suck now. They used to be fun.
They didn't stamp me the last two times I've been out of the country.
Yeah, I didn't know they even still do it.
I think most places give you the stamp, but it's just like a rectangle now. They used to have like fun little designs on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ireland would have a shamrock when you go there. Thailand would have a starfish. It was great.
That's what it is.
It was great. Not anymore. But yeah, they fucked up passport stamps. Now they're just like rectangles and boring and shit.
There used to be a bunch of signs, like remember like the cliche of like the traveler with all his stickers on his suitcase?
Yeah.
Where did you get those stickers?
Yeah, the one that you would like the giant footlocker that you would sail with.
Yeah.
It took like 3 guys to lift onto a ship.
Yeah,
It
you had to
had
sit on it. And...
all the flags on there. Never forget what they took from you. Big T, you got anything else you want to get into today?
Not that's appropriate for this show.
What do you mean?
That was just a way of saying no.
Are you teed off about anything?
I mean, always, but none that I can think of at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, no, just.
What about the Orlando Magic rebrand?
Don't care.
Okay.
Don't watch the association.
Okay. It's backwards. It's like I don't like it. It says Magic First. I read Magic First on it. Magic Orlando.
Let me pull this up here.
Oh, so you're talking about the logo?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the uniforms too, but
probably. Yeah.
I own what? Let me look at the new logo.
Yeah, I can see that. I do like the pinstripes though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like just for the Magic. I don't like that for every team. You've got the Disney patch on there.
Oh, I didn't see the uniforms. I just saw the logo.
I know Rico was fired up about it.
Was he?
Oh yeah, big time.
They look like you ordered a Shaq Magic jersey from like a website in China, and it came and you can tell what it is, but it's off.
It's a little bit. Yeah,
that's what they look like.
Okay.
How are you at spotting fonts, Nick?
Pretty good.
This font feels familiar to me.
I'd imagine most are custom for these big companies, or at least a tweaked font. But yeah, let's see it.
It looks like it's I think it's been tweaked just a little bit, but it seems very familiar to me.
It does. It looks like Futura.
Is that what it is?
It kind of looks like Futura, maybe, with the Futura.
What are your top 5 fonts?
Garamond, Gil Sans. We have a Beebus problem at this company. Everything's Beebus.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yes, everything.
Thank you.
Beebus New or whatever.
God.
How do you spell
Yep.
Beebus?
Bebas. Everything's Beebus. Everywhere I look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're Beebus the fuck up here.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time. You recognize this. This is like that's the font that they put in giant letters on a hat.
It's
like
everywhere
like the
here.
biggest letters that you
It's
can wear.
everywhere
Now,
here.
Nick, as a font guy, I've been having an argument with some of my friends recently. Tennessee is probably going away from Nike. They're going to go back to Adidas. And Nike, we have like a custom font from Nike.
They'll keep it.
Nike will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it won't. I think it's awesome. And I have people who've been telling me that it's bad. What do you think of this font? Now,
dude, the top of the letters look like the state of Tennessee.
Precisely.
That's cool.
Is that not awesome?
Love
Love
it.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, and so Nike owns that?
Yeah.
They own letters that look like the state of Tennessee?
I would assume it's part of like when we went to Nike, this was part of the brand.
Yeah, they're
so I
not
would
going to give
assume
that back.
they
They'll be
own it.
bitter. That's
Holy
what
shit.
they're giving up.
And good uniforms and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, that's a great font.
I agree.
Mhm. I love little hidden stuff in fonts like that.
Yeah. Unique.
Unique.
All right, so sorry, interrupted. Beebus, yes, we do have a Beebus problem. What's your number 1 font?
Probably Gill Sands. It's used for the London Underground, and I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel about serifs?
So serifs, Garamond would be my favorite serif. It's classy. But I like slab serifs too. Big boys.
What's the slab serif?
Serifs are based off of the chisel mark when you would chisel letters.
And so the slab, how is that different from?
They're big ass serifs.
I'm
I think like
looking right
Rockwell
now.
Bold maybe.
Yeah, slab serif. That is intense.
Mm-hmm. That's for the real serif heads.
So we don't learn ever how to write in fonts.
No, I think it's
Just for chiseling.
yeah.
Yeah, and kids aren't learning how to write cursive either.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think. Mad Dog McKenzie, did you guys learn how to write in cursive?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Are you guys like the last generation?
I don't know.
So the
In,
interns
like,
would be interesting to ask.
Oh, yeah, they'd
Yeah.
probably be
I just did
the
intern
ones to
interviews
ask.
yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
All of them post 9/11.
That's
Birthed.
crazy.
Yeah.
So now they all think that's funny.
They just had it. They think it's just funny and a pretty boring day in class.
Yeah, if you're born after a tragedy, then that tragedy is funny to you. And if you remember the tragedy, then it's like not funny at all.
Yeah.
And that's why we hate the generations.
But you know who I really don't like? And these are a lot of people my age. So I was born in 1997.
Okay.
I have no recollection of 9/11 whatsoever.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people my age and even a little younger who claim to,
Liars.
and that pisses me off.
yeah, that's stolen valor.
Yeah.
It is.
They're like, no, I remember being picked up from school and this, that, and the other. No, you do not. You don't.
Mine was the first day I ever had turtle soup. I had it after.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I never had turtle soup when the towers were standing.
It just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
And then afterwards,
It was that day, 2001, 9/11, 2001, turtle soup at Coleman's Fish Market.
Was it good?
No. Never
Is
had it again.
is it called
I was like,
snapper?
what would happen?
Wait,
Yeah.
so you left the house, went out to eat.
No, I left school. My mom picked me up and my sister, and my grandma called, and she didn't give a fuck. And she
Yeah.
wanted turtle soup, and they only have it for a very limited time
Yeah.
at Coleman's Fish Market.
Probably no lines there that day.
There weren't, no.
Because you were thinking like, what if they hit the fish market? What
Right,
if that's
that
next?
would be the logical next step. It's a fantastic market.
Yeah, Big T. That's what people went through. That weren't around, downtown New York, weren't around DC. It's like they thought that the strip mall near their house was going to be the next attack,
Mm-hmm.
and so you just stayed home for a little bit. I don't
People's like locational bias showed.
know. Yeah.
Like I thought the Wheeling Suspension Bridge was toast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that's a pretty significant bridge.
Beautiful bridge.
Like if they took that thing out, they can strike anywhere. But yeah,
That would, I think,
not a terrorist,
not a terrorist,
but
but if I were,
Mhm.
I think it would be scarier to hit stuff you wouldn't expect like that.
bowling alleys.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Don't get any ideas.
No.
But yeah, like an IMAX theater,
Just, yeah.
pool hall,
Just the most, like a food cart.
laser tag facility.
This is a
but
good
spread
bridge.
out.
You like the bridge?
I like the bridge. It's like if you took the Brooklyn Bridge but made it homey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that overlooks the Wheeling Nailers Arena, right?
It's close.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
That is a really good bridge. Not gonna lie.
Scary.
Needs some. It needs a pressure wash.
It
That's what
does.
it needs.
Let me see that.
I don't
thing.
think you can drive across it anymore, only walk.
that does need a
And it's
pressure
got the
wash.
graded the ground, so you just see right through.
Just not with your electric piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you want fossil fuel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want. I want fossil fuel. I feel like less of a man because I have an electric.
Does it
pressure
is it
washer.
loud?
Yeah, it makes some good noise.
Does it?
But I also think that the noise that it makes. Is
Are you
like,
playing the noise on a speaker?
It's like pumped in noise. So they sold the electric pressure washer. Kind of like I drive an electric car sometimes, and that has like a little hum,
Yeah.
so that pedestrians can hear it coming,
Okay.
and it doesn't sneak up on you. I think they did the same thing with the pressure washer, where they're like, we're going to be selling this, but it doesn't have gas, but people want that gas feel, so we're going to have a loud noise come from it that doesn't need to be there.
I've had multiple people, and by multiple I mean 2,
Mm-hmm.
reach out to me upset that you have an electric pressure washer.
Well, I'm sorry that I have an electric pressure washer. Trust me, when I got home and I started using it, I was like, this is great, but I also wish it was like unnecessarily powerful
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that it was gas. And then when I show off my lawnmower, oh, buddy,
Electric?
yeah, but not from choice. Here's where we're at as a country right now, Big T. This should be your teed off. When I moved to Chicago, I went out, I got a lawnmower. I go to Lowe's. They don't have a gas option. They only had electric options for lawnmowers.
That's probably a Chicago deal.
You think so?
Yeah.
You don't think that that's like a nationwide Lowe's thing?
No. Also, why were you at Lowe's?
Why? What's wrong with Lowe's?
I mean, that's a second-rate
You a Menards man?
store. No, never been. I would like to go sometime. I pass it all the time.
Got to go to Menards.
I'm
You're
an
a
HD
depot
guy.
Yeah.
Home Depot, up and down. Well, yeah, they are Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm. Arthur
Yeah.
Blank.
But yeah, I think maybe there was some reason why I didn't go to Home Depot that day. I went to Lowe's and it was only electric. And then I saw Rico mowing the lawn the other day, and he's got an electric machine, and he got roasted. And then I was just like, oh my God, people would flip out on me if I should actually make a video like home improvements with PFT. This is how a man cleans stuff. And it's just me with my electric.
You're charging everything.
Yeah, charging everything up. You got to wait for a little bit. You got to purchase your carbon offset credits. Yeah, it's an issue that I deal with as a man, but I'll get through it.
Thank you for mentioning the state of Illinois. I actually do have a teed off.
Oh.
So have you been following the budget?
I have not been following the budget.
All right. So makes sense you wouldn't. So you're
I just kind of spend.
Yeah. So your side of things just passed $1 billion in new taxes, which is no surprise. Of course,
Okay.
we need to raise taxes and then blame Trump for it. But one of the things they also want to do, and I don't know that this is passed yet, but I believe it's going to, is a $1.50 tax on anything delivered to your house. Every single thing you order.
Okay.
And in addition, it is the companies are not allowed to disclose it as a line item. They have to just put it into the price so that you don't know.
Sneaky.
So it's everything's getting more expensive.
So and this is to fund, by the way, the CTA, the most ineffectual transit system in America, where you've got a 5% chance of getting killed every time you get on it.
A CTA is different from the Chicago Metro, from the L.
Is it?
I think
I do not believe you are correct.
Isn't
Metra is different than
Metra.
Oh, that's the one I'm
the
thinking of.
like the pink line, the blue line. That's all CTA, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's funding the trains
Correct.
via delivery surcharges.
Yes.
Okay.
So how many things would you say you get delivered to your house in a year?
In a year?
1,000.
Maybe not thousands. I would say
I mean, hundreds for sure.
yeah.
High hundreds.
Now, if we're talking about like each individual item, like the fries,
Not
and
item,
the burger,
but every package, grocery, food, anything.
probably one a day.
Okay.
I have
so
either a package or food delivery.
You're shopping like that?
Shopping like that. I buy a lot of Margaritaville branded NFL merchandise and Darius Rucker branded NFL merchandise.
do you have a Margaritaville blender cup?
I do. I've got the Cadillac of Margaritaville blenders.
Blender.
Yeah.
I have the blender glass.
With our powers combined,
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
we would have a great time. It's
That
5
drink
o'clock
wouldn't
somewhere.
stand a chance.
No.
Yeah.
No, me and Donnie went to take a tour of the Margaritaville resort in New York City, and we booked our tickets or our rooms, I think, like 8 months ahead of time before it opened up, and then they didn't open up on time, and so then like the chief marketing officer of Margaritaville sent me and Donnie a bunch of stuff, including a Margaritaville blender, which is maybe my most prized possession. It's about that time. I got to break it out.
If your house was aflame
Mhm.
and nothing living, is that what you're snagging?
Yeah, because we don't have to save the picture books anymore. That's what people used to do back in the
Yeah.
day. It's like, got to get the family photo album. For me, yeah, I'd say the dog, the Margaritaville machine, and probably a guitar is what I'd make out with. Yeah, that's about it. Everything else is replaceable. What about you, Big T?
I mean, I'm in a pretty small apartment, so I feel like I could get. I did just recently. Brandon gifted me a Ronald Acuna signed jersey.
Wow.
And I got it in a very nice, very expensive frame. And then it took me 2 weeks of buying all sorts of different bolts and shit to get it on my wall. So I'm many hundreds of dollars into that thing. So I would probably take that off the wall. Then after that, like, just grab whatever you can grab, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Memorabilia.
Yeah.
I don't really have a fire plan at my house. I just realized that. Aren't you supposed to have like a point of egress on the second floor? Like if there's a fire downstairs,
You're talking to the
Oh,
wrong
yeah, you
people,
got
brother.
the chain ladder.
I might do the fire ladder.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember
Do you have a fire blanket?
Don't have a fire blanket.
I do.
Sick.
It's very Christmas from. It's every Christmas. My mom will get me something to save myself from a fire.
Save your
Yeah.
life. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's
Yeah.
nice of her. Do you guys remember the executive chute that people came out with after 9/11?
Was it like a laundry chute for people?
It was an executive parachute that you could keep in your office, and then
Was it real?
Yeah, in the event a plane crashed into your building, you could put on this parachute and then jump out the window.
To be fair, I mean, not the worst thing to have in the aftermath of 9/11.
I don't. I
I
think
know, I
that's
think it-
pretty practical.
I think it's the best thing to have before 9/11,
yes.
but afterwards,
Why can't you get one on a plane too?
that's a great point. Yeah,
Well, just have them instead of life jackets. I would rather a parachute underneath.
just
It.
make you feel better.
The
That's
life
a
jacket
great-
gives me
why-
nothing.
Why do we not have those?
Well,
Right. It gives you a chance.
not to get into PFT's plane corner again, Big T, but how many plane crashes have happened where the plane just breaks up in midair and then people can jump out?
What do you mean? Okay, so most plane crashes, you like lose control of the plane and you accelerate very fast.
they not
toward
open the
ground,
door?
right?
They don't open the door.
But
You
can
lose
they
you
not
lose
open the door?
pressure. You might not be able to because the pressurization kind of holds the doors in.
Then why can't there just be a giant parachute in the nose of the plane going down?
That's actually a great point. Yeah, or behind.
Yeah.
Some of them have that behind to slow down.
As someone who is generally somewhat fearful of flying,
Sure.
would you not even just feel a little bit better that there was a parachute?
I'd feel a lot better.
Yeah, like I mean,
But what if it was accidentally my lunch instead of a parachute, dude?
Mm.
Was that is that a cartoon trope?
What, your lunch?
I don't know.
Yeah, they jump out of a plane, they open it up, and it's their lunch instead.
Oh yeah, yeah. Or just
I don't know how
confetti
that
comes
got
out.
started.
Yeah. Or just a flag comes out that says parachute. Sorry. I mean, because what are they gonna do? They're gonna sue you afterwards? No.
Yeah, right.
like if there was a parachute and my plane started going down, they'd be all right, let's do this.
I-
And then
I-
if you
I
die,
would
you were
have
going to
to-
die anyway.
Right. Replace life jackets with parachutes.
100%.
Big T.
Well, just have both.
Why do you want a life jacket?
I mean, what if you crash in the ocean?
Toast.
Probably. But again, just have it.
Make the parachutes float.
I don't even know. I don't think they have life jackets. They say use your seat.
They say
right?
life preserver, you do the cushion. You do a cushion of your seat.
Oh, yeah. They have and then they have the floaty thing.
They've also done studies on, the crash position
Yeah, that's fake news.
that you're supposed to assume. Why is that?
They want you to die.
They want you to die.
Yes, you
that-
can't sue.
That's why they tell you to. That's what Josh Block said.
Yep.
But I think I've heard that before him.
The tray
I'm
table,
not getting
the tray
this from
table being
Joshua
down would
Block.
actually save you.
They tell you to put your head like this so that you snap your neck and die.
Yeah, and they tell you to be upright position. If you lay back, you're fine.
Well, the best way to do it would be if you were to be facing backwards in the plane.
Yeah?
Yeah, because think about it. That you die from the deceleration of the plane. If you hit something,
Oh.
you fly forward, right?
Yeah.
So if the seat is behind you, if you reverse and you're facing the back of the plane, if it hits something, then the seat saves you. That's why flight attendants, the ones that sit in the jump seat, they survive sometimes because they're facing backwards.
Okay.
Pretty crazy.
So then why aren't we just sitting backwards too?
That's a great point. I don't know. I think that'd just be weird for people with motion sickness.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The plane line that's doing the leaning seats so you can sit more, you're kind of
Yeah.
half standing. I think that's more comfortable than the seats.
The half standing, you're
Yeah.
on one of those roller coasters.
Are
the
those real?
Gravitron.
Yeah.
I think that there's what's the cheap British airline that you had to pay to use the
Ryan
bathroom?
Air?
Yeah. I think that one is trying to do
Have you
it.
ever seen the clip of that guy explaining why they and it actually all makes perfect sense?
Big T, I thought he was based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I a lot of what he said made sense.
Yeah.
That's coming to the U.S. soon. Buses
I
standing
would
around
rather
them.
do that than sit in a really crammed economy seat.
Why do you have a fear of flying?
Crashing.
Okay,
Perfectly reasonable.
So you don't fear flying, you fear.
I think they
Not
go
flying.
I think they go too high. I think that's all for show.
Okay.
They could do the same thing, but you could still
But
say.
if they're at if you fall from 15,000 feet, you're
but
still gonna
I
die.
think seeing the ground is comforting.
Okay.
Seeing where you are. You're crammed. I hate the process of going through the airport.
I agree.
I hate having to take my shoes off. I hate packing. I hate not getting the above overhead seat, like the overhead area.
Yeah.
There's always somebody with two bags that'll put it in your spot, then look at you.
Mhm.
What do you need me to do? But yeah, it's just so uncomfortable, and I'm fine. I've accepted death. It's the fear that would be beforehand. I would rather the plane just blow up than, hey, we're crashing in 20 minutes.
That would be the worst.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
the
yeah,
plane
yeah.
did come apart in the air.
Yeah.
And they're just falling. I
Yeah.
think that would be the. Do you feel the call of the void? Do you know what that is?
I don't think I do.
It's like a human condition where you get up to a very high place and then you see like what's beneath you,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a drive in your brain that tells you to jump.
Not that high.
Yeah.
But like a catwalk in a building or something like that. I put my hand out and feel a tingle, and it's just like,
Yeah, it's like you don't want to jump, but you're afraid that you're going to want to jump.
Yes.
Which can make you want to jump.
I bet you that's pretty common.
It is, yeah. It's called the call of the void.
Didn't know it had a name.
It's pretty crazy stuff. All right, you guys want to talk about Palantir?
Yeah.
Before we get to Palantir, it's brought to you by Stella Blue. The weather's heating up, so stay cool with Stella Blue Cold Brew. They've got bold dark roast, indulgent flavors, and their newest variety, Miss Peaches, 100% Colombian. We've got a cold brew for everyone. Better, fresher cold brew at home in just 3 easy steps. You steep, you refrigerate, you enjoy, and the best part is every purchase helps homeless pets find their forever homes. Grab Miss Peaches or any of the cold brew varieties at Amazon or StellaBlueCoffee.com. Use promo code MACRO. Get 20% off orders of $25 or more. Sip with purpose all summer long. And you know what else you need in the summertime? Sunglasses, Shady Rays sunglasses. It is sunglass season. That means it's also sunglass losing season. But with Shady Rays, guess what? You can exchange, you can return them for free within 30 days. Shopping with Shady Rays is risk-free. Their team always has your back with personal and fast support. If your shades go MIA or if they take a hit, don't sweat it. They have lost and broken protection, so you're covered from day one. Get ready for your next adventure with shades that are built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered. Premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. They're a proudly independent sunglass company. They offer top-tier quality that rivals even the most expensive brands. Their durable frames, crystal clear optics are perfect for every outdoor moment. The lost or broken protection is the best in the business. I don't know about you guys. I lose several pairs of sunglasses every summer.
I thought I had lost my Shady Rays 2 weeks ago. Thought I left them in a hotel, and got home. They were just in my backpack, so it was fine.
You know what? I did leave a pair of Shady Rays on a plane when I was in D.C. I might hit them up, try to get a new pair for that. You lose them all the time. You're on the lake, you're at the beach, in the water. If you lose them, don't sweat it. Upgrade your eyewear game today. See why Shady Rays is the go-to choice for every moment under the sun. And guess what? It's also time for their best deal of the season. Best deal, go to shadyrays.com, use code MACRO, get 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades that are rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. It is their best deal. shadyrays.com, promo code MACRO, get 35% off the premium polarized sunglasses. Big data company. So they're specializing in compiling as much data as they can get about any American citizen, maybe every world citizen. It was founded by Peter Thiel, who is very litigious.
Yes.
So, Peter, if you're listening to this right now, you have to stop listening. Okay?
Whoa.
That's by law. You have to opt out. This is not for you. It was also founded by a guy named Alex Karp and Joe Lonsdale.
Hate that guy.
Alex Karp is one of the most interesting of the bunch, I think.
Hate, triple hate.
They call him Daddy Karp.
Who is they?
The investors, the meme stock owners in Palantir, which, by the way, if you've invested in Palantir, you've done very well for yourself. But
He doesn't have a driver's license. Did you see his quote about that?
no,
He was just like, I was too pour, then I was too rich.
that's okay.
Now
that's
that
kinda
kind of rocks.
cool. I missed it. I just missed.
I just missed the gap.
I missed where you have to drive. He's kind of like one of these futurist guys that just is obsessed with finding like answers to problems that we're not going to have for.
He looks like
1,000
he's
years.
fresh off a zapping.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah, he's
freshly
He's
zapped.
been electrocuted. He's got a fork in the wall. Do you remember that guy? What was his name? Speaking of Erica earlier, I think she was like boys with this dude that used to work for AOL. His job was to be a futurist. I want to say his name's Chingy, but that's a rapper.
Yeah, that's the rapper Chingy.
But there's another guy that has a similar name that had the same like zapped haircut.
Nice.
Remember the dude that won Want to Be a VJ, Jesse,
No, I
on
don't.
MTV?
No.
This guy, this futurist guy, looks a lot like him. Anyways, they're obsessed with figuring out problems that we're not going to really have to deal with. Like, I know Peter Thiel has, from a young age, tried to figure out how to live forever.
Yeah.
Or how to reverse the aging process, which I guess there's a lot of good stuff about that. But he was told by his dad when he was a kid. I think they were in the living room, and there was like maybe a bearskin rug,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "What's up with that? What's up with that animal?" He was like, "Well, it's dead, and everything's gonna die. I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. We're all gonna die." And he was just like, "No, not me. That's terrifying. I don't want to do that." So he's had kind of a lifelong quest to try to figure out kind of how to take over the world, but also how to live forever.
Mm-hmm. They kind of go hand in hand if you.
Yeah, as most people do.
Yeah.
Most supervillains would. But yeah, so Peter Thiel was one of the co-founders of PayPal, along with Elon, and they formed what we've called the PayPal Mafia.
Did he do anything? Who is his favorite? Did he help Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think there's a movie coming out about that.
Okay.
So what happened was Deadspin wrote a blog about the
Gawker?
Hulk. Yeah, it was on. Yeah, I think it was on Gawker, not Deadspin. Gawker wrote a blog about Hulk Hogan banging his buddy's
They
wife.
might have released the sex tape.
Bubba the Love Sponge was the guy's name.
Yeah, the radio guy?
The radio guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were boys, and he was like, "My wife's depressed. Hulk, could you come over and fuck her?" And Hulk was like, "Well, brother, yeah, that's what I do. I'm here to put smiles on faces." So they banged. It was on camera. According to Hulk, it was not clear to him that was being recorded. It was just one of these, "Hey, off the record, can you fuck my wife?" And so he banged her. Then Gawker got their hands on the sex tape.
Did it fix her depression?
Yeah, she's fine.
Wow.
She's great.
Okay.
So that's an excellent point that I don't think it was covered in court, but she's doing wonderful.
She's never been better, actually.
She's great. She's a Hulkamaniac. That's the only side effect that she has. But she got banged by him, and then Gawker released some of the footage of them banging without Hulk Hogan's approval, obviously.
What were the when was this? Because it
wanna-
probably wasn't clear.
It was like
2000s?
2010-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
the camera looked like it was in the corner,
Okay.
like top corner. Like maybe it could have been hidden.
Yeah.
So there's no reasonable expectation that Hulk knew that it was there. They put the video out, and then Hulk is embarrassed. I don't know why.
Did he do well?
He's got a Pringles can between his legs.
No kidding.
Yeah, so it's great for him.
Yeah.
But then Hulk was like, "It's kind of embarrassing. Take it down." Gawker refused to take it down. They wrote some other blogs being like, "Fuck you, we're not taking it down." And then Hulk wanted to take action, legal action against Gawker. And Peter Thiel is a guy that had been outed by Deadspin or
Yes.
by Gawker. I think it was Gawker. Yeah, I think Deadspin got involved later.
So this was like a long sitting, like he was steaming,
Yes.
like stewing and plotting revenge.
Yeah. So Peter Thiel is
Is a billionaire a really bad enemy to have?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. And he was bitter at Gawker for outing him.
Mhm.
He was a closeted gay guy working in Silicon Valley, but also like a hardcore right-wing libertarian. And Gawker published some stuff saying it's been an open secret. He's a gay man, even though he was like doing things with his business that were undermining gay rights causes.
Okay.
And so they outed him, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to put that one in my back pocket, and I'm gonna figure out a way to take Gawker down in the future." Hulk has this thing happen, and then Peter Thiel's like, "This is a great lawsuit that you could file. I'm going to bankroll the entire thing," and threw millions and millions of dollars towards Hulk's legal team, kept it alive in court. When if it was just Hulk Hogan, he would have just settled out of court early.
Right.
Maybe it wouldn't have even got that far. Ended up bankrupting both Deadspin and Gawker in the long term. But Peter Thiel is like, he's a vengeful guy. So again, Peter, you
This
are
was
actually
cool.
not listening.
This was cool. If you're listening, shame.
Yeah.
But this was also rad of you.
Yeah. So bankrupting sports blogs, that was great to do
Once.
It's
It's fun to do once. It's weird to do twice.
You do it twice, you got a problem. You're addicted to it. Like, chill out, man.
Yeah.
Listen, you killed bin Laden. You're on to bigger and better things. You don't want to take a step back from that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Peter Thiel, he's a vengeful guy, and he wants to live forever. Not like the dude. Who's the guy that is
Brian Johnson.
Yeah, your favorite guy, right?
But it's not working,
That
right?
loser. Yeah, he looks worse than he did when he started.
I would say it is. Is he dead?
Probably about.
It's been a resounding success if he's still alive.
And remember, he was tracking he and his son's boners.
Yeah,
But it was just hardness, right?
I think
As
It
opposed
was
to
frequency.
I believe
Size.
it was also frequency.
It was frequency and hardness.
I think duration as
Was
well.
it duration as well?
Yeah, he got into duration. But yeah, there's a lot of people that once you've accomplished everything that any normal human should want, like you have $10 billion, then you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna live forever because my life's awesome.
Yeah. Why would you want to die?
Which I can kind of understand that. So they started a company. Peter Thiel started a company called Palantir, and that's from Lord of the Rings, correct?
It's the name of the scrying orb, I believe. Is that what it's called? Like
I thought it was something about stones.
Is that what it is? I thought it was like the thing that
Hang on.
you could like. It was almost like crystal ball-esque.
They were seeing stones.
The
Yeah.
name comes from Lord of the Rings. Palantiri were magical seeing stones.
Yeah.
So
You a Lord of the Rings guy?
Yeah.
That checks out.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
they would use the stones to see across great distances.
Mm-hmm.
So you would look at like crystal ball.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like it's a very dark thing. It's a Saruman used it
There's a
for
there's
nefarious reasons.
there's
So
some-
like it's not a good item in the movie, and so they named their whole company off of this. That's spying on people.
Okay, yeah. There's a lot of that too, where people completely misinterpret the meaning of something from a movie, and they're like, "That's awesome."
This guy rocks.
I want to name my company after that.
Dude,
yeah.
the amount of people that like watch Wolf of Wall Street and they're like, this guy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Fuck yes.
Dude, the midget tosses. Let's go. We should do that. We should do that at work.
You allowed to say that?
That's what it was called in the movie.
Okay.
That's another M word. That's 2 M words on the day.
Double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this company Palantir got started with a single client. So they worked for one exclusive client. Do you have any guess what that client would be?
The NSA.
You're not far off. It was the CIA. So
Hmm.
they were their only customer, and Palantir had a bunch of software, and the CIA was working with them, and apparently they were doing a good job for the CIA. And Karp would bring in some of the best software developers that they had, and then they became kind of a big shot in the AI world. So that's what they're kind of moving towards now, is they're doing a lot of artificial intelligence, not just for the CIA anymore, but they're also trying to become a giant defense contractor. They're trying to like play in the same pool as the Boeings, the Lockheed Martins, things like that. But they're much more technology phased, and they're trying to figure out how to do the hardware in addition to the software, which I don't know if that's going to work, because there's a bunch of software nerds that are great at programming. And then once they get, a missile launcher in their hands, I don't know if they're going to be able to pull that one off, but they're trying. They're trying a lot. So they started in data. Now they're doing AI, military software onto military hardware. They say that they found Osama bin Laden.
They take credit for that.
They take credit for that.
Okay.
Them and Robert O'Neill. They said that the intelligence agencies they dropped the ball when it came to predicting 9/11 or stopping 9/11 beforehand, and Palantir was like, our data can solve this. So part of that was making sure that all the different agencies could share the data with each other. And the problem with the government is all these government systems were started in like the 1970s, the computer systems. So they used like a bunch of outdated code, outdated software. Palantir was like, we can rewrite all this. We can do a system that takes all of your data, put it in a single place, and then we could use AI to analyze the pool of information that we have to say, oh, this person met with that person, this person's in this location. Essentially, they're trying to do pre-crime. This is another case where it's like they saw a Minority Report, and they're like, if we could just get some precogs in a pool of water,
Yeah.
I think we can solve everything. Completely ignoring the message that
Again,
Minority
yeah,
Report,
it's
it's a bad thing.
it's a bad thing, and I always kind of I give the most wrong answer every time one of these inherently seeming evil companies pops up.
Mhm.
I'm just like, well, I have nothing to hide,
Yeah.
and that's got to piss you off.
Bad take.
Yep.
Bad take.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bad take.
I mean, the concept of pre-crime, I think we talk about, Big T, you might be the number one guy that says, like, that's pre-crime, that person should be thrown in prison.
Can pre-crime get you pregnant?
It's more potent
Okay.
than regular.
Whoa.
Yeah, than real crime. Yeah. But yeah, Big T, you're always talking about pre-crime.
Am I?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You say it all the time. Like, if somebody claps when the plane lands, what do you say?
No, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
That's crime for
That's
him.
just pure crime.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Jail.
If your mind is so what's the word I want to use?
Simple?
Yeah, we'll go with that. That you feel the need to clap when a plane lands, go for it. I'm glad that's made your day.
Would you rather boo?
Yeah, that sucks.
Would you clap?
No. No.
But you're happy it landed.
Isn't everybody?
Sure, but I think everyone else expects
No, that makes
it.
no. That I hate movie theater clappers. Who's that for?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think at a premiere. But that's just because you're trying to,
They're there.
yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be polite.
What are your top 3 places to clap?
Jesus.
You could clap for Jesus.
yeah, sure, I could. I don't know if I ever have. My church was pretty buttoned up. Top 3 clapping places?
Yeah. I mean, I think one is obvious.
I'm trying to think. Is there a song that has a cool clap part? Friends theme song.
Yep, that's good.
Okay.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Oh yeah, that's another good one. We'll do Friends theme song. That's it for me.
Really?
Yeah,
I think sporting event is clear number 1.
I'm more of a woo.
Cheer
Yeah, but
guy.
you're clapping at points.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
Okay. Are there others? I don't know.
When was the last time you clapped? Non-sports clap for you.
Wow. I don't know.
Magic show?
Oh, that yeah.
Yeah, sure thing, Chief.
Concert?
You don't like magic?
No,
Have you been up to the Chicago Magic Theater?
I have not.
You know we're at the birthplace of close-up street magic.
I did not know that.
Connor,
We got to take it. I think you just haven't experienced it yet.
you
I
walk
did
in there
not
and it looks
know
like a
that.
laundromat, and then they open up one of the washing machines.
No way.
And then guess what? You're in a whole new world.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you
How
get
many
assi-
times have you been?
Only once.
Oh, okay.
But the mystique is still like I'm still in awe. And it was 6 months ago.
Yeah, every time I see a magic trick, I'm just like,
There's
come on,
a
dude,
magician
like-
on stage,
Mhm.
but then your assigned seat, they have close-up magic at your table. Everywhere you look is a trick.
Wow.
I think Big T is afraid that he's going to love magic.
Uh-huh.
I think you're scared.
Uh-huh.
I think you're scared
No,
that
I'm
you're
not.
going to be amazed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just be like, I can't
No.
explain that.
I think there's a restaurant here that you can hire a magician like
I
for
think
your
there
table.
is, yeah.
Isn't it Swift and Sons?
I think it is. I think he
I
works
just know
there.
the Mostly Sports crew goes there.
Yeah, and then they
often.
Wait,
order
are
the
you
magician off the
Are
menu.
you serious?
Swear
Yeah.
on my life.
Yeah.
You can, on the menu, there is a spot that says table magician, and there is a magician on staff that will come to your table and do magic.
No.
No?
No.
What's wrong with entertainment?
There's nothing wrong with it. And if you like that, great.
I love magic.
Good.
It sounds to me like you're very afraid that you're going to love it.
No, I don't think so.
I bet you would. I bet you would. Pulling
What-
a rabbit out of the hat.
What
that
is
doesn't do
there
anything
to
for you.
love?
Being amazed.
But I'm not amazed.
How do they do that?
How do they do it? How do they do it with the hollowed out cup? I don't know.
You just don't like the fact that you're being tricked.
I'm not being tricked.
You're not being tricked?
But you don't
No,
like the
because
fact that a
there's
magician gets up on stage and his entire job is to try to fool you. And you won't be made a fool of.
I don't think that's it. I just think most of the things that your run-of-the-mill magicians are doing have a very obvious and easily explainable trick.
Yeah, I did used to watch that Magician's Greatest Secret show where they had the guy that gave away all the tricks.
Oh,
that,
what an asshole.
That guy was a dickhead. That guy was a dickhead.
He has to live his life in fear now.
Because any other magician could have done that show.
Yeah.
And he was the only one that's like, I'm going to break the thin blue line. I'm going to get on TV, show everybody.
That is
how
the
it's
that's
done.
what the that's what my thin blue line.
Yeah. You can't say what the trick is.
What color thin blue line on the American flag is for magicians?
The stars.
The star.
The stars. Yeah. So every flag is actually a magician's flag.
Yeah.
But it's bullshit that guy, any magician could have done what he did. And he's the only one that wanted to monetize it and say, I'll do it. I'll ruin it for everybody. That guy sucks.
Do you like magicians?
I don't. Yeah. I don't go to them all the time. I don't have a habit, but I occasionally will see a magician. I'll be like, damn, that's cool.
You can't deny that Chris Angel's top 2 coolest people of all time.
Yeah. David Blaine. How do you feel about
who
him?
else is up there?
Coolest people?
Yeah.
Let's go Chris Angel and Johnny Bravo.
Jesus not in your top 2.
I don't know if Jesus was cool.
He's not.
You don't think?
Is he
I
a
don't think he was
god?
cool.
You don't think the Son of God was cool?
No, dude, Nepo baby.
He was also a great magician.
Yes, he was.
Okay, here's the guy that I was talking about earlier. Shingy. David Shing. Look at this guy.
Dude, yes.
That's a futurist right there. I want my futurist looking like that, fully embracing it, going with the hair, looking like an old rock star. Yeah, this guy rocks. He's the best. So back to Palantir real quick.
Yeah.
They compile a ton of data. They've worked with the NSA where they get as many people's private information as they can, addresses, cell phone information, tracking devices. They just, it's their business to know where you are at all times and what you're doing, who you're meeting with, who you're calling, who you're texting. And then through all this data, they can compile it and figure out ways to determine whether or not you're going to be a threat. Or they can use your data to point them to other people who might be threats. Edward Snowden put out, when he did his big document dump, he said that Palantir was deeply involved with compiling people's pictures, documents, voice calls, webcam photos, web searches, advertising analytics traffic, social media traffic, botnet traffic, log keystrokes, computer network exploitation targeting, intercepted username and password pairs, file uploads to online services, Skype sessions, and more. One of my favorite things about that movie with Edward Snowden is even a guy like that, he does the strip of tape across his laptop
Yes.
camera. Like sometimes
Zuckerberg does.
Does he?
Yeah, he has this tape as well.
If they're doing it, then we should probably. Well, the other thing,
But like, how much do you think they have on you? Right? Like, they probably this guy's not a threat. We're not going to dig any deeper.
You think so?
Yeah, right.
I'm a little bit offended by that.
Really, you're a threat?
Also, that's a fallacy.
How so?
You're saying you're okay with them having the ability to access whatever they want because you don't have anything to hide until you do something that is now considered acceptable, whatever it is, and then maybe they decide later that's not okay anymore.
Yeah. What if they're like, we need to track everybody with swords?
Oh fuck.
Yeah. See?
What if having 300 Jigglypuffs becomes punishable
Would it?
by law? I don't know. What if you can only have 87 Jigglies?
Yeah, you're right. Goddamn.
You're over the Jiggly limit.
What if the U.S. currency takes a nosedive?
But realistically, they're not going to waste their time on something like that.
But Nick, what if the dollar becomes just worthless?
Okay.
And the new currency is Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And they're like, this man has the biggest stash in the Midwest.
Well, I'm buying the company and shutting it down.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
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 That's a great point. But would you part with your cards?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many Pokemon cards do you have?
I'm selective now. I used to have a ton, and now I've
You
narrowed
just
it
go
down.
after the big dogs.
Yeah, and then there's other cards now that I'm pretty into. There's this historic DNA company where you can buy hairs, and I was this close from getting Napoleon's hair.
Oh shit.
I gave away Garth Brooks' hair at a comedy show.
How is that
They sell a
authenticated?
mummy. It's historic DNA cards. It's incredible what they have.
Can you clone?
It's their DNA. It's an approved bot you bought from personal collections from museums, put into a card. They have some like dual hairs. It's pretty fucking awesome.
I think
Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah, buddy.
$110? That's a steal.
I know.
that is pretty
Well,
good.
the thing is, he had so many hairs.
Sure.
What about JFK? If you got it post-shot, that's a rare collectible item.
It definitely is.
There's not
No
that many
way.
What do they
No
got?
way.
What do they got?
They got a Jefferson Davis.
What do they got of them?
A hair.
Yeah, you want it?
I mean, it's only $150.
It's not
I mean,
bad,
that's-
right?
Wow.
That's so.
There's
that's
no chance these are real.
Yeah,
There's
dude.
no chance.
There's zero chance it's real.
Zero.
Zero. I'm going to get to the
Because, dude, half of the cards that claim to have like pieces of a jersey, it's all fake.
But that's easier to replicate. That's Jefferson Davis's hair.
Right, but if they're faking that, imagine how do you think they got Jefferson Davis's hair?
Probably off an old cap of his.
No. And you think it's going for $150?
You got some people on this list that are still alive. Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Like if you were him, would you be like, hey, what?
Yeah, I gave away Garth Brooks' hair. I did it to sell tickets.
That's wild. They also have Kurt Cobain's hair, also rare.
Now, someone explained to me the dual Mickey Mantle Charles Lindbergh hair sample card.
Well, yeah, I mean,
What's there to explain?
yeah, they're two icons. Are you kidding me?
I would like to get Jefferson Davis. I would like to get his DNA. Then I would like to clone him. And then I would like to just have him live in New Orleans for a while.
Yeah.
Right? Just
Yeah,
be like,
just-
yeah. He'd be so mad to be back alive.
Abraham Lincoln hair sample, $650.
For $550, I can get you a quad. Eisenhower, LBJ, Reagan, and Nixon.
Come on.
If you believe this
You
is
gotta
real,
clone
in
Reagan,
all
bring him
sincerity, if you believe this is real, you are one of history's great morons.
All right. Fuck. Okay. When I buy woolly mammoth hair, I'm not going to let you look at it.
Fine.
I'm putting it a bid now.
Real 100%. Do you think this is real?
I think I'm sitting at 50%.
How many pieces of hair do you think Darren Ravel owns?
He has a lot of hair, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I also try to buy Helen Keller's signature, which is shockingly very good.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, you know. I mean, that's all fake.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah, you know she's...
I'm not believing that. I'm believing the hair.
This is a great thing that you can buy. I'm looking at all these.
Do you want to get in on this with me?
I might have to get some
Joseph McCarthy for $45.
and they have to be certified.
Yes.
I mean, if you think this is real, like...
Why wouldn't it be?
They have people from 300 years ago. How do you think they got
You
their
can buy,
hair?
You can buy mummy hair.
Dude, come on.
What?
How did they get Andrew Jackson's hair?
Dude, that's not really my job to ask the questions.
It's been certified.
I'm the consumer.
Okay.
Yeah, getting the quad with the Mount Rushmore of the 1950s and 60s politicians.
You think they have William Penn's hair?
Yeah.
Look at it.
I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, this is good stuff here. You can get Jackie Kennedy.
There's a Jackie and JFK dual card. There's an Elvis Marilyn Monroe dual card.
If you got Marilyn Monroe's, you're like, what part of her body did this come from?
Right. Checking to see how curly.
You never know. This feels coarse.
Geronimo? They have Geronimo's hair.
Big T. I see there's like a part of you that really wants to believe.
I would love if they could somehow prove
If I can
to me
prove
that
to
this
you that
was
these are
authentic.
real, I want you to get a handful of them.
I will get if you prove to me that the duel of George Washington and Andrew Jackson is their real hair, I will buy it.
Yeah, how much
Yes.
is it?
Hang on, I lost it.
I'm going to do everything I can.
$500.
Yes.
If you can prove to me that is real, I will buy it.
I mean, just the foresight that you must have had if you were George Washington's barber to be like, I'm going to save some of this because you never know.
Right. But think about how many hairs you lose a day, like 200. These are way overpriced
Yeah.
because it's only a piece of the single strand of hair.
You have received a historic autographs trading card with authentic strands of hair from George Washington and Andrew Jackson. The hair was obtained from the famous collection of John Resnikoff of University Archives. Historic autographs guarantees the chain of custody of each strand from the Resnikoff collection to this card. It says this is 6 of 37.
Pretty believable, Big T.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look into this.
Yes.
Also-
But wait, are you still at 0%?
I'm still at 0.
Oh, come on.
Still at 0.
That means that at some point, John Resnikoff must have passed away, and then his family was like, "We've got all this hair."
Yeah.
Oh,
are we
dude,
gonna
Google
do?
John Reznikov and look at his picture. This guy is
Oh,
the
no.
scam artist to end all scam artists.
Oh no. I've lined his pockets, man.
Listen, if it's real to you, what's the difference? Like, if you believe
Yeah.
that it's real.
Oh, this guy looks so legit.
I
His
think,
website's shady.
Big T, would you get Sid Bream's mustache hair?
It's before my time, but I'd be interested.
Okay. I think you just got to start.
Be something interesting to have.
Then you be the change you want to see in the world. Start collecting people's hair.
He's one of the guys on Pawn Shop. Oh, I got a guy for that.
Yeah, my hair guy.
Pawn Stars.
Pawn Stars. Yeah, so sorry.
One of my most embarrassing celebrity interactions was in 2016 at the Super Bowl. So it was Panthers and Broncos after the 2015 season. And I went to Guy Fieri's tailgate that he had there.
Yeah.
And the guy from Hardcore Pawn was behind me in line.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned to him and I
Like
said...
the rock and roll looking guy?
Yeah, I turned to him and I said, "Dude, I love Pawn Stars."
Oh!
Yeah, I cringe every time I think about that moment. Cringe. My worst appearance ever. Then I took a shit in Guy Fieri's porta potty and clogged it.
You clogged a porta potty?
Yeah, well, I had to sneak into it because it was like $500 a ticket to get into this tailgate.
Yeah.
He had full spread, as Guy does.
Yeah.
And I dressed up as a server. I wore all black. And then I just went there. I'm like, yeah, I'm here to help with the bar. And they just let me in.
Unbelievable.
So I get in. I'm going around eating his lobster, eating his food. And there was something that I had that did not work with my stomach. Going to the porta potty, took maybe the biggest dump of my entire life. And they did not have a good porta potty situation. They only had maybe 3. And
Were they clean?
Not anymore. not after I got done with it. They had to close one of them down. I was like, I got to get out of here. The block's getting too hot. Plus, I got to go to the Super Bowl. That was a good time.
Real quick, Nick, you'll notice none of these are PSA graded.
Yeah, but there's some reputable gradings.
I'm not seeing any graded.
I don't think PSA does hair.
It's a card. Why wouldn't they do
Does
it?
CDC do it?
What
I have no
part
idea.
of they guarantee the chain of custody don't you understand?
Wait, I feel like that was a mocking tone.
No,
Do you not believe?
I wanted to know what part he doesn't believe in.
the part where there's no, I need something.
Listen,
PFT, do you believe?
I would believe it if I owned it.
But you can own it.
I will own it. I will own it. I just got to figure out the right thing. I got to figure out what
Nick,
speaks to
take
me.
a look. I'm a memorabilia guy, okay? I would love for these to be real.
It would be a slippery slope for you. You'd be bankrupt.
I would buy some hairs. I've got my eye on an Abraham Lincoln with a American and
And the
Confederate
Confederate flag, that's a
like,
nice piece. I've
both
seen.
behind it.
I've
Yeah.
seen.
It looks like when the president goes to England and they wear the pins that has like
Yes.
both flags. That's what it is. It's only $400.
I know, for Abe Lincoln.
Okay, if that is Abraham Lincoln's hair,
Yeah.
that's a $4,000 piece, no question.
Why that? Why? Why do people want hair?
Because it's from Abraham Lincoln.
It's hair. I think you're overvaluing hair.
I think you're undervaluing it. I think you know it's not real.
I know. I believe, man. This guy would be ruined.
See, the back of this card just says, the hair was obtained from a reputable auction house with impeccable provenance. They're just throwing out words, brother. This is so fake. I can't believe you believe this. I respect you more than this.
Impeccable provenance.
How could you
I'm
not?
going to be honest, I've never heard that word. Is that a real word?
Probably. If it's a fake word, I'm toast.
The place or origin of earliest known history of something.
Oh, yeah.
Impeccable provenance. Give me a break.
The Times wrote about him.
There you go. The New York
Is it-
Times. You love the Times.
Yeah, the notable real news. Tell me what they said.
Wait, I'm going to filter by most expensive.
Fuck Palantir. This is all I want to talk about.
He has Ernest Hemingway's typewriter. This guy has it all.
Who?
Wait, that's actually...
Oh, look at this. The New York Times. Behind the glass was a curly black clumps that looked like worthless Brillo pad. But Mr. Reznikov, 48, says the $500,000 piece de resistance was something far more precious, a strand of hair from Abraham Lincoln taken from the 16th president on his deathbed. I didn't know he had a deathbed.
And Reznikov has it?
He has egg bits that look like a frying pan. He has Abraham Lincoln's brain.
What?
No,
He has
doesn't.
Abe
No, he
Lincoln's
doesn't.
brain matter.
You're a fool.
His clump.
You're a fool.
Look up his clump. The Times wrote about it.
You're a fool.
He has hair strands from numerous historical figures: George Washington, JFK, Napoleon, Beethoven, Chopin. He does $10 million in annual business on stamps, autographs, and Americana trade. He keeps a low profile, but when it comes to his beloved hair collection, he doesn't advertise, sell to the public, or buy clippings of live people. I'm concerned with. Dude, this guy's legit.
How much does Lincoln's brain run?
He said that was $500,000.
Oh, okay, that's a bit too rich for my blood.
There's an Andrew Jackson for $90. He was president of the United States.
Look at the coif on his scalp. He has so much hair. Andrew Jackson was one of our most voluminous presidents.
He was here.
Voluminous.
Voluminous.
What'd you say?
I don't know. I try to make up a word on the fly, I suppose.
Oh, you can buy.
I would love for these to be real, Nicholas.
You can buy bloodstained gloves that Lincoln was wearing when he was assassinated.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
How would you fake that, Big T?
You can't.
Who's selling that?
That sold for I think 800,000. That's got to be real.
His hobby has gotten him into trouble. In 2005, he paid $3,000 to Neil Armstrong's barber for some of the astronauts' hair. A furious Mr. Armstrong threatened to sue, and that's why he doesn't do living celebrities anymore. So instead of ambulance chasing, he would go into barbers.
Yeah, it's a good business. You think that guy Joel that cuts our hair, he's got a side biz? He's like, I got some spider hair. Spider hair right now.
My biggest qualm with this is that these are severely, in addition to
it's the
smallest timeline, they're severely underpriced.
They take one strand and they cut that up into probably 50 pieces. You get a piece this big.
You can get a King George III for $200.
Yeah, that's really expensive for what you're getting.
Not if it's his real hair.
Why?
It's King George.
It's a tiny piece of hair. I think you're overestimating how many people would want that.
I really don't think I am.
I mean,
$200 is a lot for a tiny piece of hair.
This Napoleon hair.
Not if it's
like
from
it's in
King
great
George.
condition.
It isn't.
I think I'm going to get the Napoleon hair.
Are you buying Napoleon hair?
I think I might get Napoleon
Come
hair.
on now, yeah.
Yeah.
He's an inspiration for short men everywhere.
He is. So wait,
You should get it grafted to your head and try to grow it out.
There's an Eisenhower Reagan duel for $130.
Come on.
Or best offer. I might try to lowball this guy. Might come
I
in
know
at 50.
what I have. No, I know what I have.
I actually
I really disrupted from this.
No,
I
it's fine.
bought an Arian Foster
Okay.
autograph
was gonna
card
say,
the
I
other
see
day.
Hitler on
The guy
there.
wanted $15 for it, and I came in at $5. And he said I'm holding steady at 15. So I was like, fine, I'll buy it. I just
you can
wanted the
make your own.
screenshot. I just wanted the screenshot of me, a guy wanting $15 for Arian's card, and I was like, he took $5.
I'm excited for the crowd that goes to the Brewers game. That's like, I'm here for the Arian pitch. Oh no.
Oh gosh.
Elvis Presley, $450. I'm just gonna keep naming prices.
This Napoleon one, $250 for his hair.
Yeah.
I think I got to get this.
I mean, PFT,
I'm
you
gonna
wouldn't
get
even
it. Buy it
see
now.
you wouldn't see the money
Buy
leave
it
your
now.
account.
Buy it now. Well, now it's really $251.50 because of the new tax.
Oh.
So I'm gonna have to get this.
I've got some card stands over there for you if you'd like one.
Okay, we're buying this, and I'm using PayPal.
You should buy as many as you can and make the most expensive wig of every.
And then you could resell. You could.
Oh
dude,
my
so
God.
Think about
I
this.
can make a mustache wig of Napoleon Bonaparte hair.
of this Reagan strand. This
Dude, think about this.
Marilyn Monroe.
You could get enough to get a solid clump of Reagan, George Washington, all these guys, Napoleon, King George.
It's like those parties where you mix the pills.
For 10
Just
grand.
grab a
For
hair.
10 grand. You could sell that for $1 million.
What a fine art piece that would be.
It'd be so good.
The history of the world.
Truly.
Uh-huh.
That'd be the most unique piece of art ever created.
Would you go to the museum to see it? Like try to spot.
Is it in Chicago?
It's yeah.
I'd go as far as Northbrook.
Okay.
I'd go to Northbrook.
You
If
are the biggest hater of the coolest thing of all time.
If it was a day I was already going
Oh
up there
my
to play
God, I'm
golf.
so you're mad that the prices are so low for King George's hair.
Because it's not real, dude. How did they get it? He's been dead for 250 years. How'd they
it's
get
not
it?
going anywhere. All his shit is
They
just
dug
lying.
him up. They dug up King George.
No, I bet you he has a lot of items. And you know, how many hairs do you think you've lost since you've been sitting here?
My chest hair sheds a lot,
Yeah.
so probably quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
And all those kings, they had syphilis. They were losing hair all the time.
Yes.
They
But
died
nobody's
bald.
collecting it.
It's just sitting there.
I don't know, man.
What do you think they did with the hair for King George, who had like a housekeeper, who had a personal maid, who had
I would assume threw it
personal-
away.
They threw it away. You throw
Or
away the
swept
king's
it.
hair.
Nobody was intentionally. Okay, tell me Neil Armstrong. People are
Yep.
keeping Neil Armstrong's hair.
His barber.
Then that guy should be in prison if the barber's keeping your hair.
Okay. Well, that's what Neil said. So we had
yeah,
to stop.
Neil, yeah. Dude, I am...
What if I made a Hitler mustache out of Dwight Eisenhower's hair?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, just a little tiny one. I actually might buy a bunch of these here. Yeah, I might.
I went into this... I wanted to believe, right? And after we talked about it, after reading about it, I'm 100% certain this is real.
Okay, man. I don't know. You can get a Dwight Eisenhower for $25, but where the hair's supposed to be, it just says sample, no hair included. I think that's even cooler.
It probably fell out.
No, I think they're intentionally selling. It's just the card.
Oh, they're just selling the card.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they probably ran out. He was balding. He was bald.
Yeah, exclusive.
You can get an Elvis and Jimi Hendrix,
Damn.
$650.
Really good. Really good price.
Who's Allen Ginsberg?
He was a poet.
You can get him for $55.
Okay, I've just ordered Napoleon Bonaparte's historical DNA hair relic, number 44 out of 50.
How much
Yeah,
is that?
there's only... He sells one strand and he makes his nut for the year.
Yeah, $250. Arriving.
I think you could have gotten a lot better. You could have gotten the Washington Jackson duel.
I was just looking at one that was $449. I got a
What
great
was it?
deal. It was a Napoleon Bonaparte hair for $450. I got it for $250.
Yeah, that's a really good deal.
It's a great deal.
In your eye, you should... How much should that be? A piece of...
$6,000.
Okay, what an investment. Sold. I'll
Wow.
sell it to you,
Yeah.
Big T. I'll flip it.
You got to be a hair flipper,
I don't
dude.
want it. I'm just saying someone who would.
No, we're in. Nick, I know you got to go do the act.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have your 5 life stats that you would like to know if Palantir reaches a point where they can compile everything about you?
I think so. Photos I'm in the background of that I don't know about.
Okay. Yeah. Those are fun.
Yes. Near-death experiences that I didn't know about as well. Things that, like, if something went awry,
Like there,
how close I was to dying.
they say that you meet like 10 serial killers over the course of your life.
Right.
Like how closely did you meet this person?
Yes.
Yeah. Did they ever think like maybe Nick?
This is for other people, not me, but I want to know about them. I want a counting up clock from their last bust.
Okay. How long has it been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, what if it was like I dap you up and I look up and it's like 4 seconds?
Yeah. You're like, oh, you look at your hand.
I'm just like, Big T, you look great today, and it just goes to 0.
That'd be fun to see in church too. Like
and-
above everyone's head.
I want a lifetime collection of all my doodles.
Okay.
You
yeah.
could have just done that.
That didn't have the foresight.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
doodles.
Yeah, but in the
Um,
1600s, they had the foresight to keep people's hair. Okay.
I want everybody's first impression of me.
That
This is more mind reading.
No, you don't.
that would be one where
You don't want mine. I can promise you that.
you'd be surprised. You'd be pumped sometimes, and then other times you'd just be like,
Yeah, but I
super
want to
low.
know how. Like, I would have fun trying to prove wrong or right.
Yeah.
Sex dreams about me,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that's a little bit more. That's out of people's control.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was looking up, like, you could look up like thirst tweets for people, right? I was looking up Arian Foster sexy, and a bro too. Arian Foster sexy ass. Like Arian Foster hashtag sexy. Arian Foster sexy ass signed a deal with Under Armour. Football emoji. Arian Foster sexy ass fuck. Do we got a Twitter? Arian Foster sexy, like, but we don't have that, right? Like he can just look this up
Yeah.
Right.
because I looked up us as well.
Uh-huh.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. What else? Yeah. Arian Foster gay as shit because he had on them thought sweatpants with the stamp. Like, he has access to this, right? But I think it would be cool for us to, like, see how many people are thinking about us.
Have ever.
Yeah.
Okay, those are good ones.
Yeah.
Nick, I'll let you go do the yak.
Sure, yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
We have
thank you,
ice
guys.
cream today?
I doubt it. I doubt it. Fuck. All right, see you guys. Thank you.
See, they didn't pull cream.
What?
They're not practicing pulling cream. They're gonna pull cream live on the show for the first time.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that was my
I
understanding.
thought you meant they're not going to pull.
Now
him.
that he's out of here, and we never address this, can we switch our seats back? This has been fucking me up the whole day.
Oh
I don't know why
goodness.
we did this.
No, so that I could look at Nick.
But this has never, we've had dozens of people come in here. This has never been a thing before.
Well,
Usually
also
we don't have two
we thought that
guests.
Jerry
I will
was
say
gonna
it's
come
a-
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will say it's a better angle.
Yeah, we thought Jerry was going to be here too,
It's
so
been-
it was
it's
going to be a way
been-
to
But
see
you may
everybody.
switch back if you would like.
I'm not. Gonna
PFT
switch
said
back.
he won't switch
I'm
back.
not anymore.
Whatever.
Not
man.
not after that attitude.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like Mook is playing in the DNA game. Oh no, he just got a Saddam Hussein rookie card. That's pretty cool.
What's a rookie card for Saddam Hussein?
I think when he's inducted as
included?
president,
And see, that's PSA graded.
PSA graded. That's pretty good. One of the world leader sets. Yeah. We'll see if they pull cream today. I'm dubious.
I think Dan's going to make them.
Yeah. What are your life stats, Big T?
Hold, please. I have what I think is a great one. I think when I say it, y'all are going to be like, wow, that's a really good one.
Okay.
But I'll end with that, obviously. Baseball pitches watched. I tried to do some quick math on that. I think we're probably approaching 1 million, if not already there.
How'd you get there?
So figure 200-ish games a year,
Yeah.
250 to 300 pitches a game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call it 300 for easier math.
Okay.
Times 15 years. So 200 times 15 is 3,000. Times 300 would be 900,000.
Do you have a best one? A best pitch?
Wait. Did I do that math? Hang on. 200 games a year times 15 years times 300 pitches a game would be 900,000. That's probably a little high because 300 per, but somewhere between 7 and 900,000.
Do you remember the worst pitch that you've ever seen? The best pitch?
The worst pitch that I've ever seen? Yes, I do. It was thrown by Wright State in the 2021 Knoxville Regional to Drew Gilbert. You can look this up. It's the biggest cement mixer, just slider that didn't slide of all time, and we were down 8-5 in the ninth. He had a walk-off grand slam.
And that's the worst pitch. Just a meatball.
Yeah. I mean, given that he was trying to throw a good pitch, you should look it up. It's the worst pitch ever thrown.
Okay.
I'll keep going. Chick-fil-A sandwiches consumed. Dollars spent, just total forever on anything.
Would that piss you off though?
I mean, no. I'm curious to know.
I think that might piss me off. If I saw it, I might be like, what if I still had that money? And not all the
Okay,
stuff?
but I mean, you have to spend it at some point.
That's true. Yeah.
Number of words read,
Ooh, that's a good one.
and then here's my cream of the crop. I think y'all are gonna love this. And keep in mind, I'm only 28. I'd love to know it now, let alone in 50 years. Phone screen taps.
Ooh.
Yeah, I knew there would be ooze.
Ooh.
I knew
yeah.
there'd be ooze.
No, you're right.
How many? I mean, just think about if I type you a text that has 500 characters in it. That's 500 in a minute.
I think it's got to be like tens of millions, right?
For sure. And imagine in decades.
Yeah. What do you think yours would be? How do you do the math on that?
I wouldn't even know how to start.
Phone screen taps. I think. Yeah, I think it might be hundreds of millions.
By the end of your life, it's going to be billions.
That's crazy. Just doing this all the time.
Yeah.
with
And
phones?
just think of if you scroll on TikTok for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
thousands.
All right.
I like everything, and that's a double tap.
Yeah.
Are you a big time liker?
Oh, everything.
So when you get a like from McKinsey, she's just handed those out like it's penny candy.
Yeah, but like, I do like it actually.
But the thing with Mackenzie is that she's the same way with laughing too. She'll give a laugh to anything.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's genuine.
Would you say that you like more videos than you don't like?
Like actually liking them?
Yeah.
Like,
Like, are we
That's a
at
good question.
over 50%?
Good
yes.
stat.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is
That's
crazy.
I'm so selective with my TikTok.
TikTok
likes.
is the only application.
Big T, that pitch just took my breath away.
Oh, it's unreal.
That is like the worst pitch ever.
Yeah. with the bases loaded, up 3 runs.
That is
in the 9th.
For just a home run ball that you gave up. That is the worst that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Down 3 runs.
It was. You asked if it was. It was certainly memorable. I remember.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it again. But holy shit, that
Put
was
the
a
sound
bad
out.
pitch.
Listen to the sound of that comes off the bat.
That should be big play in a big spot.
Okay, that's not it. That's a single to left center.
You got one guy. You can skip ahead a little bit.
Well, okay, now we're building the moment right now. We got runners at the corners. Tennessee down 8-5.
By the way, another school from Tennessee lost to Wright State to get eliminated from their regional this year. It's sad to see.
Now we have a walk. Load the bases. Here's the pitch. Oh, that is such a bad pitch.
He was sitting on an off-speed pitch, and he still had to wait. He was like, "Holy shit!"
I can't believe this pitch. I think I could have gone yard off that pitch.
I think I probably.
It's crazy what a meatball that is.
And he sent it to Jupiter. Shout out Drew Gilbert.
And who's the pitcher?
No idea.
All right, poor guy.
Whoever Wright State's closer was in
Poor
21.
guy. Mad Dog McKenzie, do you guys have life stats?
I have a couple.
Okay, what would you like to know?
I had one similar to Big T about like money spent, but it was like money lost on things that like I didn't return and like never.
Oh,
ended
I
up.
don't want to know that.
I
I don't
know,
want to
but
know
it
that
would
one
be,
because I'm
like-
bad about that.
Yeah, because like things that, or like just, I'd have to use it like a certain amount of time for it to be like counted in the, not in the thing. But like there's so many clothes, so many things that I have that I just like kept thinking I was going to wear and then I never returned. But I don't want to know it, but I kind of do.
I had that gym membership
Yes, like things like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
for a year that was in the city I didn't live in. That was tough.
Yeah, that is. That's brutal. But yeah, just like one of mine was episodes of reality TV watched, just because there's so many. Golf swings taken.
Ooh.
Products bought on Amazon
Mm-hmm.
because it's a lot. But yeah, those are mine. Shots taken, like shots of alcohol,
Oh, like how much alcohol?
because that'd be
you
scary to
consume?
know.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
Just like shots specifically.
mine are all so self-centered.
Oh, that's good.
Mine's like how many people have had a crush on me that I didn't know about.
Okay, I thought about
Oh,
I thought about that one. I thought about that
Really?
one. It
Yeah.
might be brutal to know.
But I would want to know.
Would you? Because then you'd be like, oh wait, I had a shot with that person. I had no idea.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
see,
like
I'm
Jimmy
thinking-
Fallon and Nicole
Nicole
Kidman.
Kidman. I'm thinking of it in the opposite way. Or wait, maybe I'm not. I don't know. I'm thinking of it like I'm thinking more. I was really lame in high school. Shocking to no one. I would like to be like, was anyone looking out for baby Madeline?
Okay.
I don't think so.
Right.
But like,
I'm
yeah.
shocked generally most
Right.
of the time.
I'm
so,
shocked
like-
anytime it happens.
So you'd be able to go back and say, like, good
Like,
job, little Madeline.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even though she had braces, like people were still interested.
Yeah.
I would like to know those stats. Crushes that I didn't know about. I would also like to know about what was the other one that was really self-centered? Oh, I would also like to know about how many people were talking about me, 2 lanes, talking about me positively behind my back, talking about me negatively behind my back. Take that, make a Venn diagram, who's in the middle talking both ways on me.
Oh, okay.
So who's like, probably like my friends, if we're being honest. Like sometimes they're like, oh my God, Madeline was so funny the other day, ha ha ha. But then it's also like, oh my God, Madeline was
Yeah, I think if we're being honest,
30 minutes late to lunch or whatever.
people have said, even our friends have said bad stuff.
Exactly.
Those who talk shit with you will talk shit about you. I have resigned myself to the fact that anyone that I talk shit about others with is talking shit about me, and that's fine.
Interesting.
But I would like to know who is talking shit that I know personally. Because I feel like if people on the internet are talking shit about me, like that's not my business to know.
They'll tell you.
They'll tell me.
regardless.
They'll tell me straight up in my Twitter reply, so it doesn't matter. I would also like to know how many farts.
That's actually a good one.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could dive deep into the data on farts.
Yeah.
Like, longest
It'd be
fart.
staggering.
It's a lot of farts.
It's a lot.
Smelliest
Like,
fart, loudest
then-
fart.
Also take this into account: fart versus poop. So like, what's your fart per poop like ratio?
Your FPP? Yeah.
the classic.
I
Yeah,
think it's
because
probably you'd probably be looking at maybe a dozen farts per poop.
Really?
I was thinking like 20 to
What?
50.
How many times?
50.
I think most people poop 1.5 times a day.
I'm on the under of that.
Sick.
You're
That's awesome.
you're farting 20 times a day?
Look up what the average person.
20 times.
How many times does the average person fart per day?
I'd say 8.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Less than 10.
But it depends.
This
too.
says the average is between 13 and 21.
Yeah, there you go.
That's so many.
20 is a ton.
20 is a lot, I guess. But also, I feel like sometimes things just like slip out and you don't even really like have anything
Yeah.
to do.
Do you remember the worst fart you've ever smelled in your life?
No, I'm going to throw
The
up.
worst fart I've ever smelled.
I remember mine vividly.
No.
It wasn't from me. It was somebody else.
It's not ever from you.
I do.
No, I've had some that I'm like, wow.
I do remember the worst fart I've ever smelled.
I'm going to throw up.
Yeah. Like it was yesterday.
When was it?
I was in a car.
Me too.
It was
Oh,
my
that's the
senior
worst
year of high
place.
school. And it was the beef.
Really?
It was.
Oh
it-
my
it was the
God.
beef.
No.
There were.
A face to the name.
There were.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no disrespect, beef. He might think that's like a badge of honor. There were several of us in the car, and we all almost puked, and we had to have a word with him, like, "Hey, man, you should maybe go see a doctor."
No. It was that.
It was like light beer, cigarettes, gas station food, the combination of all this. It was bad.
I'm going to throw up.
I
just
was
thinking
with a
about it.
friend who has a farting issue and has for many years. And we went to Baked Bear Ice Cream in downtown Nashville. Delicious ice cream sandwiches, if anyone's in the area. And we left in his truck, and he had a fart that I to this day I can't believe I was able to not vomit. It's
No, I'm going to
It's
throw
the
up just
worst.
talking
like
about
I
this.
can smell it in my brain right now.
Ew.
They say that the sense of smell is the one that's most closely
Yeah.
associated with
No, I
memory.
mean it was
Yeah.
it's vivid to this day.
Trigger warning, gag alert.
I can still like if a woman is wearing
Gagged.
the same perfume that my girlfriend in 7th grade
Oh yeah,
wore,
clocked.
I'm still immediately like, boom, back in middle school.
My uncle's ex-wife had a very particular perfume that I could clock to this day.
Your aunt?
I suppose so.
Ex-aunt.
Ex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ex-aunt.
Ex-aunt, yeah.
But that it was a merit, so it's not like your real aunt. You know?
Yeah, it's true. Not blood,
Yeah.
just by smell. I would want to know my longest fart
Oh.
because I think I might have gone 45 seconds with the fart one time.
There's
No
no,
I swear
way.
to
No,
God.
you didn't.
I swear
This
to
is
God.
this is the
This
I
is the
remember when
hair.
I was 2 and 9/11 happened.
No, I swear to God.
Was it recently?
It
Do
was,
you- okay.
It was within the last 6 years.
Would you can I for you?
Uh-huh.
I want there to be silence for 45 seconds, and I want you to then admit this is
Okay,
not how long you farted.
Wait,
Are you
wait,
ready?
Wait, method. I'm gonna act like I'm in.
Okay,
I'm gonna
I'll-
get myself
I
in the,
I have a stopwatch.
in the mind
Okay.
space, and I'm going to
So
put myself back in the year 2018, the
Yeah,
year of our Lord,
that's not the year. But when I 2000.
2018.
When I say go, I want you to pretend that you're starting a fart. Ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Okay, now it's about to stop. That's the
All right.
stop.
That was 20.
That was only 20 seconds.
Yes.
I had a 20-second fart.
I don't think you did.
I had a 20-second
Great
fart.
podcasting.
May have been some stops.
No,
Like
mean,
you
it-
go for 3 seconds and you stop for a minute, then there's an aftershock.
Yeah.
it had ebbs, it had flows, but it was one continuous fart. It never stopped.
All right, so you admit 45 seconds was a ridiculous thing to
That-
say.
that was
I
a-
think 20 you're still capping.
But still, that's a long fart.
yeah,
It
no,
felt
is.
like 45 seconds.
Sure.
I would like to know longest fart. I would also like to know what in the world I am the best at by percentage compared to everybody else in the world. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like what my highest percentile of doing anything, it could be anything. It could be farting for length. It could be number of wings eaten. Have I eaten more wings than 0.0001% of anyone who has ever walked this
Brandon
earth?
and I for sure in that for Chick-fil-A.
For Chick-fil-A, top
1,000%.
1% of the 1%?
Yeah.
Ordering Uber Eats to the wrong address.
Yeah, I'm probably up there.
Oh yeah.
Probably podcasting, you're up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I did the Uber Eats thing last Friday.
Oh no.
Again.
It was a hot streak.
They give you a thing now where after you order, it gives you a 10-second thing, and it says, make sure everything's right, and it shows you the address.
Not,
Also, a lot of the time they'll say you seem far away from this address.
Yes,
Yeah,
they do
but-
that as well, Madeline.
but sometimes they don't. And sometimes you don't get the 10 seconds and you try to change
That's
the
not
address.
true. You get the 10 seconds every time.
I was in the gambling cave, ordered a salad, no big deal. Ordered to my house. Immediately after I hit send, I said, God damn it. And I tried to fix it. They would not let me edit the address.
Right, but it gives you a 10 that was after the 10 seconds.
It might have been, but I did it again. Yeah. So Mad Dog, I thought about the like crushes people had on you one,
Yeah.
but I think that would mess me up. I'd just be like, God damn it, I wish I'd known that.
Do you I would think the number would be really, really low, and that would make me upset. Not the people that ended up actually having crushes on me.
Yeah, it's just one guy.
Yeah, it's like one, and I'm like, wait, but I've had more. And then it's like you kind of have to.
Okay,
do
so
math on
mine might not be crushes. It was like chicks I totally could have banged.
that. Okay,
and,
that's
and
different.
so it would have been like in a bar when I'm 19 years old.
Who would have been DTF?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had just turned around,
How many DTFs did you miss
did
out
I
on?
miss out on? Yeah.
Okay,
that
yeah,
one-
that's a different one, I think.
That would mess me up a little bit.
See, yeah. Ooh. I don't know if this is a stat that like you could measure, but like most high profile person that would be DTF.
Oh,
with
yeah.
you.
Mm.
Yeah. Like
Like-
anyone that's come into this office.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait, I didn't mean it like. I did.
Tarek Scuba was here yesterday, just if
Yeah,
anybody's wondering.
That was why I said yes immediately. It was fresh on the mind.
Yeah.
Christian Monday, we are there. You're free.
Mackenzie's eyes narrowed. Yes.
Actually, I wouldn't want to know because then I'd just be upset.
Josh has never come into the office.
No, not yet.
Not
Christian
yet.
Yelich has though.
He has, yeah.
Maybe Dwayne Wade caught a peek.
No.
But yeah, I would like to know that too.
Okay.
Highest profile.
Yeah, highest profile would be a good one.
Yeah.
Or just like people, like high profile people you've seen
Mm-hmm.
that know you exist.
Oh. Mm.
But that's just a higher chance.
I would like to know, like, maybe any missed opportunities that I had across the board in general too.
With hooking up.
No,
people?
just anything.
Oh.
Just with it.
Yeah.
If I played my cards perfectly my entire life and been very attuned and like a mind reader and known everything that was happening, what is my ceiling in terms of accomplishments? Like I'm 7 years old. There was a baseball coach on a team I was playing against, and he was like, that kid's got a good swing. If I'd been like, sir, I'd like you to train me in baseball. And that guy was like an all-time swing. How high
Yeah.
could I have gotten with my peak if I dedicated myself as much as possible
to something.
to something, to anything really?
I actually like what Mackenzie said. Who the highest profile person, if you went up to them and asked, do you know who Big T is? And they said yes. Because it's probably kind of high.
I think, yeah.
It's probably higher than you would like
I
think
I
it
think
is.
so.
For
Definitely
sure.
like high rollers at Tennessee.
Yeah, but like I don't even count that.
Like maybe Peyton Manning.
He already knows them.
Right.
I don't think Peyton Manning would, but there's got to be someone just like, because sports media people obviously know Barstool. They know other people.
Mm-hmm.
They know PFT and Arian. I mean, Arian's like a pretty high profile.
Yeah, like Obama knows Arian Foster.
Right.
Whoa.
Pretty crazy, right?
He might know you too.
I don't think Obama stoops to that level.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
He's
He's a sports guy.
no, but you have 1 degree of separation from Obama.
Who's that?
Tommy Alter.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Does he like know Obama?
He did a podcast with Obama.
Yeah.
Him and Tyrese Halliburton. On that podcast, Obama predicted the Pacers in the finals.
Right, but that's just having met Obama.
But like he did an hour-long podcast with him.
I know a couple people that know Obama.
Also, you're from DC. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people do.
Yeah. I mean, I know a couple people that know Trump too. Will Compton.
We work for one.
Taylor. Yeah. Dave. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, true.
Mr. Portnoy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's crazy to think that Trump is aware of Mr. Portnoy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Also, big time tail between the legs move when Mr. Portnoy did the FaceTime with Trump, and was just like, "Hello, sir. Hi. It's
I'm surprised he
great to meet
answered
you."
the FaceTime.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone FaceTimes you and they're with the president that you hate, though, like, what are you supposed to do?
I think okay.
Like, if someone FaceTimed me and they were with Biden, I'd be like, oh, hey. Like, I wouldn't be like, you suck, actually.
No, you'd be like, was the Easter picture real?
Now, yeah.
I think I would flip off any president on a FaceTime. Doesn't matter across the board.
Screenshot?
Yeah, that'd be objectively
across the board,
hilarious.
just middle finger.
Get George Bush on the phone.
Yeah. I mean, you're that's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
Flip off the president to his face, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there are, or who's that radio host that was here that you guys said he listens to Macrodosing? He was on the app.
Oh,
Bobby
yeah.
Bones.
Bobby
Yeah,
Bones.
shout out
Oh,
Bobby
yeah,
Bones.
he knows power brokers.
Mm-hmm.
He is a power broker.
Hello, if you're listening.
Oh wow.
Not in that way.
That was okay. I would like to know the fastest I ever ran when I hit my peak speed wise.
That's a good one.
Like, was it running from a situation I shouldn't be in? Was it during a sporting event? Although I would probably be very disappointed when I saw. By the way, we talked about the Cubs game that I went to on Saturday.
Yeah.
In center field, they had a little stat box that came up for every batter that was up. Here's a fun fact about this guy, or here's something about his game.
It was in left field, but
Yeah, left field. Pete Crow Armstrong, they said that he topped out at 29.5 miles per hour
yeah, I saw that.
running.
Believe they meant feet per second.
I think they meant feet per second because I saw that and I was like, wait a second. I think Usain Bolt topped out at like 26 miles per hour, 27. So Pete Crow Armstrong would not just be an Olympic champion sprinter. He would be the fastest person to ever walk the face of the earth. Ever. By far.
He's got to be 99th percentile.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I think it's safe to say Usain Bolt is the fastest person who has ever lived.
Probably.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And how many people have lived?
We did this one time.
I think we did. And I don't think it was as much as we thought. I want to say maybe.
No, I think it was more than we thought.
I think it's like 20 billion. I don't know. I might be wrong about that.
No, it's way more.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was way more than we thought. 117.
117 billion. Okay. It's still, yeah, I guess that's a lot of people. That's a lot of folks. But to be the number one of all time, is there anything that you are the number one human being to ever live at? I would like to know that too. Because there might be.
Yeah.
Just a random thing that you've done.
You could like pick a word and just say it a 1,000 times a day for 10 years, and then you'd be the person to say that word the most ever.
That's true. You could make it happen. Back to Palantir. Crazy company. Now what they're doing is they're trying to expand. They're trying to get all the data on everyone through all the government agencies. And they're trying to, it sounds like they're trying to establish a department of pre-crime. That's actually what they're going for.
Yeah, I
Predictive
haven't
modeling.
seen like why Trump is in on this.
I think because, so Peter Thiel, he's, I don't know truly what he believes in terms of his politics, who he supports.
He likes power.
I think he's, utilitarian, where he's good at picking horses.
Well,
So he was like the first person.
Vance.
Yeah, Vance is one of his guys.
He was like big. He helped Vance become vice president, more or less.
Yeah, no, he's the main reason why Vance, I would say, is vice president right now. He picked Trump in 2015. I think it was in 2016 is where he really stepped in right after the Access Hollywood tape came out. And all of Trump's donors were like, we can't support the grab him by the pussy guy anymore. And then Peter Thiel was like, everybody's backing out on this guy. I'm going to be the one that rescues him, and then I'll be in his inner circle. And he picked him, and then that worked out well for him. Vance, he picked him. He also has been bankrolling Blake Masters. He was the guy that ran for Senate in Arizona. You remember that guy? He was the guy that did the gun.
I do not.
He did the gun ad where he was like, come out to the range with me. And then he had a pistol. He's like, it's German. And then he started like breathing heavy and started firing it. It was the creepiest ad ever. It didn't work.
I'm not familiar with this guy.
That was maybe a bad person to pick because that guy didn't win anything. But he's also who's he looking at right now? There are some rumors out there in terms of podcast beef. You guys know Red Scare?
No.
The Red Scare podcast? They've kind of swung. They were like hardcore Bernie people, and now they've swung to the right. Now they're like Trump people.
I've said this for so many years that if Bernie ran against Trump in 2016, he would have killed him.
Would have clocked them.
And there would have been millions of people who voted for Trump that would have voted for Bernie.
I agree with that. I agree. Bernie got fucked in 2016. Big time. Big time. But they like changed all their ideology too to go along with Trump. And Peter Thiel is very close with the people that do that podcast. And so people are talking online like maybe Peter Thiel is now just paying you money and you're changing your stance on things, trying to influence the public. Palantir just got a $480 million contract to develop the Maven Smart System. It's part of their Project Maven, which is, they're very good at naming things that kind of sound evil.
Yep.
Right? So they got $480 million. The Defense Department is expanding the Maven project to thousands of users at 5 different command centers. There's Central Command, European Command, Indo-Pacific Command, Northern Command, Transportation Command. And then this was actually just a couple weeks ago, the Pentagon raised their contract. So now Palantir is at $1.3 billion through 2029. So they essentially doubled the contract that they had. And yeah, they're growing. They're getting all the data now from the Trump administration. And it is the surveillance state. This is like Edward Snowden, what he went out and reported and leaked to The Guardian. Palantir is just expanding that, and it's continuing to happen. And
like a wider scale.
A wider scale, yeah. So this is kind of independent of political ideology. This is a government that is now giving all of your private information to a mass surveillance company. That's what they do. And then in the future, they're also another one of these companies that is people that have worked for them are warning about the expansion of AI. We're not ready for it. And that's their job, is to make the AI. And as they're at work every day, they're like, this is bad. This is bad. I'm going to continue to do this. This is bad. But they do have their supporters. Palantir's got their supporters out there. A lot of them are investors, just retail investors. So kind of like a turbocharged GameStop fan base is what they've got. And they've made a lot of people a lot of money buying their stock. And that's in large part because their CEO, Alex Karp, Daddy Karp, knows how to play to that base, and they are getting massive contracts. So the company's making a ton of money. So Daddy Karp is throwing a lot of red meat to him, trying to get the stock up. And if you have a big group of dedicated fanboys, they act like your PR team, which is a very useful thing that they've found. But yeah, the Times just reported that the White House has Palantir that's producing this database of personal information on American citizens. They said the Trump administration has expanded Palantir's work across the federal government in recent months. The company has received more than $113 million in federal government spending since he took office, including additional funds from existing contracts as well as new contracts with the Department of Homeland Security and the Pentagon. And that does not include a $795 million contract that the Department of Defense awarded the company, which has not yet been spent.
I would like someone from the Trump administration to explain why that is the case.
Why it's a good thing that they're doing that?
I would argue there's nothing they could say that would make it a good thing, but why they're doing it, period.
All right, so if we're playing devil's advocate, I think that if you're in the business of compiling data on Americans, you're doing it under the auspices of protecting Americans. So
they would claim.
So they would claim, and they would say, well, we're trying to stop terrorist attacks. We're trying to win wars. And there is some truth.
This guy, Cart, loves war. He's talked about it many times.
Big time. He wants America to be just dominant across the world, taking people out left and right. They've got kill machines. They've got a kill chain. That's part of their business, is to figure out the most efficient ways to kill people before they kill us, which, if you're talking about war, that's kind of what war is, right? So if you had a perfect system, in theory, that's like we know the exact location of every terrorist right now that's in Yemen, and we can prove through our system that they're going to do harm to American soldiers. We can take them out in 30 minutes. Ideally, I think the government and the military would say, yes, we want to do that.
Great, go do that in Yemen then.
Yeah, well, the purpose of the thing behind this is it's not a perfect system. So you're going to kill innocent people. You're going to kill American citizens. You're going to target people that have not committed a crime by mistake. And you're not really going to care because you're getting paid millions of dollars. You get a massive billions of dollars. You've got a big PR team behind you. So in case you do make a mistake, you can fix that via the news. They are also reportedly compiling all this information, which could be, in theory, used to make social credit scores about people. Here's the debts that you owe. Here's your bank account information, so we know what money's coming in, what's coming out. And then if they had all that data, they could sell it to businesses who would then be selective in screening out different clients that they wanted to have, different customer bases that they want to have, how they advertise to you based on your marketing profile. So it's a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing overall for just about everybody.
But like, this is the company,
unless you're an investor.
This is the company that helped build the NSA program.
Yes.
That Snowden was the whistleblower for, and this that they're doing now is supposed to be like way more in depth.
Yep. And when Doge was scraping data, a lot of people thought that they were going to be sharing that with Palantir. I think that's unclear whether or not they did, but there were 3 Doge team members that were former Palantir employees. 2 other Doge employees worked at companies that were founded by Peter Thiel. The speculation is that they did scrape your data and that they did share it with Palantir. And if they have that, then good luck ever getting that back. So that's where we're at with Palantir. Peter Thiel, please don't sue us.
I have a question about him.
Yep.
And Palantir in general. Like, why do people like him?
Because I think he represents success. And he represents not giving a fuck. So him and Karp both are kind of like, yeah, you might call us the bad guys, but we don't care because what we're building is for the good of humanity. And if it means that the U.S. is going to win more wars, then yeah, we don't care. And if it means that the U.S. is going to protect more law-abiding citizens from people that wish to do them harm, then we don't care about building this giant surveillance system that is going to have all of your information.
Oh, okay. And then another question. I'm assuming that they didn't just start Palantir as like a tech startup out of their basement.
Yep.
Where did they come from before that?
So yeah, before that they worked for the CIA.
Both of them?
So Peter Thiel, he founded PayPal and then got a bunch of that money from PayPal, and then with his connections in Silicon Valley and in the software business, he was like, you know what the future is going to be? It's going to be compiling data and helping the CIA. So I'm going to help the CIA, and they're going to be our only client, and we're going to work for them. But
it's not obviously it's not a government agency.
It's not a government. It's a private agency, and it's like hardcore right-wing techno-libertarian. Basically, like, we're going to do what we want to do and don't tell us not to do it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then one more question. If I forgot that Peter Thiel started PayPal. So are him and Elon enemies now?
I don't know. I think with anybody in Elon, it's kind of like on a week-to-week basis, depending on how high he is. My best guess would be that they share a lot of common goals in terms of like Elon is thinking so big right now,
Yeah.
like we're going to colonize Mars big,
Right.
which is like a bizarre. I think that's also it has something to do with the drugs, where you just start thinking about like the world as a whole and the
Right.
future of civilization.
You're in like psychosis.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, somebody has to step up and try to save the world, so it's going to be me. I think they share some similar goals, but I also think there's probably a pretty big rivalry between
I
them.
also feel like people like them don't have friends. Like that you don't have real friendship.
Yeah, could you have a friend if you were a billionaire?
Not even a billionaire, but like whatever level they're operating on, just morally and
Did you watch that?
big picture.
Did you watch the CBS Sunday Morning interview that they did with Elon?
No.
It was bizarre because now Elon is like he's trying to play victim. Where
Was that
because they split up, you know, Elon apparently
Right.
rubbed people the wrong way, Trump rubbed people the wrong way. So now they're like, you know, they're at odds a little bit. But Elon's like, it's just not fair how everybody turned on me and now they think I'm a bad person.
Mm.
He's doing the finger thing like I'm just
Ooh woo.
ooh,
Ooh,
he's
woo,
like I'm
yeah.
just trying to make sure that humanity is saved and now
Right.
people are very mean to me sometimes
Right.
and I don't like that. I didn't do anything.
Is Peter Thiel also a ketamine guy?
I don't know. I think he's interested in the longevity thing more so anything else. So he's done some speculating into blood transplants and things like that, but I don't think he's actively one of the people that goes out there and does it to himself. But he plays in that circle.
Okay.
But
And
he's rich and he's an activist and he's an investor and
He's gay?
yeah. He's gay.
What?
That's the whole thing with Gawker. That's why he sued Gawker was because they outed him. So again, he's a litigious guy. He did not sue Gawker. Gawker outed him as being gay, and then he helped to fund Hulk Hogan's lawsuit against Gawker that ended up bankrupting him. So it was like, I'm going to wait, find my opening, then once I have a chance, I'm going to go after you.
that's wow.
So he's got fuck you. The thing about him, he's got fuck you money, and he actually does use it to say fuck you
Fuck you.
to everyone.
Imagine being married to Peter Thiel. Happy Pride Month, Peter Thiel.
Happy Pride Month. Yeah. Are we doing Pride Month this year, Big T? I haven't seen as many.
It's not up to me, man.
I haven't seen as many like avatars and profile pictures being changed online.
I don't know.
Yep. I don't know. I feel like it lost some steam. Remember the Barstool Pride Parade?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
So
That
fun.
was a scene. It was absolute scenes. I drove. That was the funniest part. I drove the truck, the Silverado that was wrapped in the Pride flag, because they used it in the Pride Parade. So I was going to use it for the summertime down in the Jersey Shore. I picked it up from the Pride Parade after they got done using it as a float, and then I drove it around the Jersey Shore for a summer. And it was so funny seeing people that would like wave me in traffic and like give me a big wave, like in a thumbs up, like great job, and then other people that would be like fuck you, because I was driving the gay truck.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was a target of homophobia for a summer.
That's a shame.
It was a real shame. All right, that does it for Palantir. Anything else we want to talk about today?
I have one more
Yep.
thing. Can I hear what happened with Blake's accident?
Oh yeah, no, that was power washing. That was
Oh.
not from Blake's butt.
Oh,
I got you.
Athletic Premium Plus once again.
I got you. Big T, did you think that was actual dog poop on my leg?
No.
Okay.
It-
Yeah.
with all due respect, it doesn't even make sense how that would get on your leg. Like,
Well,
I was confused.
okay, so I did take Blake to the vet last week because, or was that, yeah, it was Monday. Took him to the vet on Monday to get a checkup on the knee, see how it's healing, and gave him a bunch of anxiety pills and stuff because he had to be x-rayed, so I needed him sedated. We got into the vet's office, and he just laid down on the ground and just pooped out like a tiny bit, like the cutest little turd he let out. And I was like, man, Blake, you're really, really messed up. Then I went home and I power washed the driveway, which was a great treat for me. And then part of the mud from the side of the driveway exploded up into my leg. So then I just took a picture of it, and I was like, that kind of looks like dog poop. So I just I just lied about that and said it was dog poop.
Nice.
Yeah, as one does.
That's on me.
Yeah. Anything else? All right.
See you in Milwaukee.
Cool. We will see you guys in Milwaukee on Monday evening. Going to be up there drinking beer, eating cheese curds, hanging out, throwing first pitches out. Don't bounce it, Arian. You want to put odds on it?
Did he bounce it? He did bounce the last one, correct?
He did, yeah.
I mean, it depends on if he's hell-bent on drinking before, which I don't.
I think he
Right,
is.
which I don't know why he would be, but
I'm going to put it. It's about even that he gets it there or bounces it. I'd say plus 135. He bounces it.
oh, I think it's minus 160.
Well, are you also including if he misses wide?
If it gets to home plate in the air,
Yeah.
at any width, that's fine.
Okay, so what are the odds on the ball being caught by the catcher in the air?
Now that is
It's like yes or no.
that's plus 215.
Plus 215. I would take that bet. 2-1. It's good value. You want to bet?
I mean, I'm not giving you 2-1.
Okay. Well, you just said plus. You set the odds.
Hypothetical odds. I'm not
You want to just go 50-50?
sure.
Okay. Even?
Sure.
$100?
100.
What do you want to bet?
I have to see him throw first. I can't do this without
You've seen him throw more than I have.
a year ago.
Yeah. $100, 50-50, even money.
We'll see on Monday how he's tossing in warm-ups. And
Okay,
we'll talk.
we'll set the odds. All right. We'll see you on Monday, Milwaukee. Love you guys.